I know when she lying, so it don't really matter to me. I didn't say, hey,
Hey,
hey.
yeah, we on now. Um,
I
welcome
didn't say
everybody
you
to
were lying. I said I know when you're lying.
another episode of the 10 and 2 podcast. Um, as always, this is me, Smith Jones, and as always, this Juju. Maybe Codename will be joining us shortly. I guess we'll see as time goes. But apologies for being late, some technical difficulties, but you know we're gonna keep this thing going. Hello,
Fuck.
you said what? Hey, we on right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you do. I hope he get this shit together because I ain't trying to be up here.
Can you not hear me?
No, you can't get into the. Oh, you gonna give her a biscuit? Okay.
Nah, we already we live right now.
Huh?
We're gonna go ahead and get
Huh?
started.
Them bugs everywhere. What is that? Yeah, them bugs is everywhere. That's all right. I got something for their monkey ass.
Don't make no damn sense to me. How come back in the day, corporations made so much profit that they could afford to pay American skilled laborers enough money every year that a single member of a household could go and work at a factory for 40 to 50 hours a week, maybe pulling in some of that overtime, but that man could go out and work 40 or 50 hours a week. The wife could stay home and raise children. And he brought home enough money that he could provide a life for his family. He could provide a roof over their head. He could put food in their stomachs. He could put gifts under the tree. He could take them on vacations every single year and be the sole provider in his household, working at a factory job. How come these companies managed to make so much profit that they could completely tear down and redesign their most popular vehicles every single year? You think I'm playing with you? You can tell what year a car is based on their taillights. Go look at an Impala throughout the 60s. Tell me, you can't tell what year it is based solely on what taillights it has. Whereas nowadays, you can't tell the difference between a 2013 and a 2017 on most vehicles. You can't tell the difference between them. You got manufacturers that'll make a car and it'll look exactly the same for damn near a decade. And yet, you can't afford to pay your employees a living wage. You can't afford to not outsource. You can't afford to use good quality products. You got cars that were built in the 60s that are still on the road today, right?
So can you hear me?
I'm back.
Oh, yeah. So did you see the video?
Yeah, I'm looking.
Yeah. So I guess the question is, how do economic conditions influence the choices people make? That's
Mm.
probably the question, but I was in a rush. But I mean, I kind of I kind of agree, and then it's kind of like understanding that it's a game. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, it's a game. We all should, as adults, we should know that. Now, whether we choose to play or how hard we decide to play, and the way we decide to play is on us. Like like we know that a lot of people who attain wealth didn't get it doing square business. You know what I'm saying? We know that, and we also know that. If you find yourself kind of stuck in a position that maybe you need to switch jobs or you know, go and re-educate yourself. Like the days of matter of fact, I was just talking to somebody like about the same type of thing. I was like, you remember that show that used to come on called Rock? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He
I
had a
remember
nice
him.
house. He had a
Mm-hmm.
nice house. Family was good, but he was a garbage man. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So like, like that's hard for that type of life to exist unless you find a way to become a supervisor. You know what I'm saying? Like if you just working on a garbage truck, I mean, it would be hard to. You could do it, but it would be very, very hard. And even then, I think his wife still worked. You know what I'm saying? But like,
I don't know, man. I don't think, especially if you have kids, um, $100,000 a year isn't enough. You know. Um, and honestly, I understand getting education, stepping your game up, but the people with degrees, the people that have the corporate job, they're struggling too. The economy, and that's based on middle class people. So when they ask about how the economy is, or when that research is being done, the bulk of it is middle class Americans that they do that study with. That's what determines if we're in a good or bad economical state as a country. And they're doing bad. I believe we're about to see how it's going to affect decisions of people who's never been in that position before. The choices that they make, um, to sell their house, to sell their vacation homes, to sell rental property, to go from having three cars to one. I mean, it's gonna make a difference, but I'm not sure that education is gonna be what helps us out of this one.
well, I mean, well, I'm speaking because he was talking about skilled laborers. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And the one thing
Like
I know,
factory workers.
yeah, in factory workers, like
Hmm.
most of the time though, like you're not. That's why I say it depends on how you play the game. You got to know the game, and whether you
Hmm.
choose to play it or not is solely on you. But like you can, okay, like right now, in 6 months, you can get a certification and increase your pay to at least like $30 an hour. I know it's not super great, but you know what I'm saying? It's a lot better than 20. You know what I mean? So like the person who is accustomed to saying, hey, if I stay here and I just work hard and I do my job, I'm going to make more money. Like you might get a cost of living raise, but it's not going to be a lot. You know what I'm saying? You might get bonuses, but if you ain't making enough, it's already spent before you get it. So like knowing the game and knowing that things are going to constantly go up. Like you can't you can't expect, you know what I'm saying, things to remain the same when you see yourself that they're changing. You know what I mean? Because like basically everything is determined on, you know what I'm saying, how much a basket of groceries costs. Like once that's calculated, it tell you like how much everything is inflated. And that's not just something that has just happened in the past 5 years. It's been happening damn near our whole lives. You know what I'm saying? Like it's been going on. So like that's what I'm saying about the game. Like if you're not paying attention to the game, then you know what I'm saying, it's going to creep up on you and you're going to get frustrated. But if you're paying attention to the game, then you saying, okay, this is happening. You know what I'm saying? What can I do to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, I'm good? I mean, especially if you're trying to be that sole provider, like, I mean, of course, everybody would love to go back when gas was like under $2. You know what I'm saying? It's just not what it is, and it's probably never going to be that way again. So, we got to figure out what's going on and try to adapt. I don't think it's a lose lose situation. I think it's a more of a like a how resilient are you? How how willing are you to understand that, you know what I mean? Like this vacation that we're taking, instead of going to Disney World, we just gonna take that time and go to my mom's. You know what I'm saying? And spend time with her. It's not the same vacation, but it can do the same thing if you make the most of it. You know what I'm saying? If you're not focusing on taking the pictures and showing other people, you know what I mean? Like you can find ways to still enjoy that time without the stresses of, you know what I'm saying, just being in the house and being in your regular routine. And I think that's the part that means a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he is right. Like companies, their goal is to do more with less, and in a way, it's messed up. But at the same time, if I feel like if people were in the other position, they really wouldn't be saying nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the cards that sometimes you're dealt don't look good on your side. So you get mad at the way the other person is playing their cards. But if you had their cards, you probably would be playing the same way because companies, they're not impervious to inflation. You know what I'm saying? Their inputs, you know what I'm saying, still cost whatever they need to make whatever they got to make. I'm pretty sure the prices of those things go up too. So of course they're going to do whatever they need to do to keep business going and make sure they make the type of profit that they want to make. And that's why I said sometimes it just go back to how fast you learn the game and how you willing to play it. You can't fall into this illusion that everything's gonna always stay the same because it's not.
I
Pretty
don't
sure that's
really, I want to say that I don't think, well, I think one of the biggest things is that people aren't realistic. They've allowed people or society or whatever to feed them a narrative of the white picket fence, American dream, etc. Um, and that hasn't been the case. First of all, that's almost never been the case for Black people, but it hasn't been the case for people in a long time to where they can work these jobs and actually be a banker and be able to have an excess of income like with a woman at home and raising all these kids like that. It's been a long time. I think really now it's a concern because it's affecting different people. We've been struggling for a long time. Like there's been people that's been struggling for a long time. You know what I mean? So I don't, the cry for economical relief and the inflation, like, yeah, it sucks, but the people that been dealing with this shit, like we're already here. Do I want to see $5 gas, $6 gas? No. But is it gonna make me choke? No. We're gonna figure it
but
out. You know what I'm saying?
and see that's what I mean by understanding the game and playing it. Some people just don't want to play. Like we're in the
No.
time now where you're gonna have to do some extra things. You might have to go back
Yeah, you don't have to.
and like I ain't saying go back and get a degree, but you might have to go back and get some management courses so that you can apply for a management position. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to think about it. They probably don't want to give it to you anyway. So if you've been there for 30 years and you thinking that because you've been there for 30 years and get a promotion, they liable to hire somebody who just knows the ins and outs of the business versus hiring you. You know what I mean? So you got to, you know what I'm saying? You got to have that extra, you know what I'm saying? That thing to get you over the hump. And if it ain't working, threaten to leave. You know what I'm saying? But like some people don't even want to change up their routine.
I
But I
mean,
mean,
it really
that's
doesn't
where we at
make a
now.
difference. Like I really has been working in corporate America for as long as I have and dealing with those kind of things. I would advise people to get a gig, get a side hustle. Because if you have tenure, this is some of the things that most large companies are doing. One, they're getting rid of middle management. They're getting rid of middle management because it's one of their largest loss. Okay, because they don't need them, right? So that's going to be your managers, your supervisors. That's middle management, right? And then we have the, why would I pay you to have another promotion or another job within the company when you've been here for 30 years, when I can hire somebody off the street that has been suffering with unemployment for the last 7 months, because there's definitely more unemployed Americans than there is jobs, and I can pay them bare minimum. Why would I promote you?
Oh, but see, that's the part of the game is the fact that I already been here. I know how it works. Me being in a supervisor position can do a lot more than somebody just because you have to teach them the job. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to teach me the job.
No,
You know what I mean?
they don't have to teach them the job. You'll end up teaching them the job. But that's what I'm saying. Like, they're not looking at it that way because training is a big cost, right? Training is a big cost for companies. But what I'm saying is, when you go, hey, this person has been here for 30 years, they know the ins and outs. You're talking about 30 years of accumulated, if they get yearly bonuses of accumulated raises, they may be beyond the tier of payment that you're willing to give. It's about finances, because we're not the only ones struggling. These companies are struggling too. It's about saving the financial part of it. Like, you
But see
you
that,
have to make the money. You have to make every quarter count, right?
yeah, I know
You,
that's what I
these
just said.
jobs are not stable. They're not reliable.
That's why I said you got to know the game though. Like if you know the game, then everything you just said, you will be aware. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the most important part of knowing the game is you see what's going on. You're aware and you're strategically planning like, okay, if this don't happen, then maybe I need to look for, you know what I'm saying, somebody who will give me that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Because what one company won't do, somebody still might do. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like I'm not under the assumption that hey, if I quit a job making 27, that I can't go get a job making 35. You know what I'm saying? Like I believe that that's possible. You know what I'm saying? It may be a little bit of time where you gotta wait until you find something that aligns, but at the same time, it's still there.
Mhm.
Especially if it's like in a factory or it requires
Right.
some type of skill. You know what I'm saying? Because moving up and making more pay in those type of jobs don't always mean that you don't do nothing. You might end up doing more. So like I mean like coming from where he's coming from, it's a lot of value in, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you see a little free workshop, you know what I'm saying, at the local community college, you go do it. You know what I'm saying? They have a little class, a little quick certification, you go do it. You know what I mean? A computer class, you go take it. Because like all those things may be what actually saves your family, saves your lifestyle. I ain't saying that it will, but it's better than not moving at all.
It's better than not doing nothing. It really
Yeah,
is. It's better than not
yeah,
doing nothing. But I implore everyone to find a skill that you don't even, skills don't necessarily, yeah, you can take courses, but skills don't even necessarily have to have a course. You don't have to do, what is something that you love to do? Are you gardening? Are you prepping food? Do you know how to make stuff? Do you know how to, is there something that you know how to do? You know how to build things? Leverage those skills. We are lacking in people that have experience in trades and things like that. Leverage those skills, you know, shit. And I think people are probably going to need to do a couple of things, but like you said, like a couple of things to make income. But the one thing we can't do is be comfortable with understanding where we're going and still not doing anything. Like, you
right,
you see what it is, like you're going to have to do something, because the way this is about to snowball out of control, people are going to be like, oh my God, I didn't see this coming.
Sure you
And
did.
it's like, yeah, you did, but your cognitive dissonance wouldn't allow you to go against what the president or the government or whomever or society is telling you, that America can't be a third world country. Bitch, we're already there. Like
Um,
y'all have to understand this. We literally can't eat shit in this country. Y'all have to watch what's going on and start leveraging everything you have to make sure that you are covering you and your family. A factory job is definitely not going to do it anymore. People can't make it off of that. Before this, people can't make it off of that. It just ain't.
I mean, you can make it. You can make it. You just ain't gonna make it the way you want to make it. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Instead of eating steak, you know what I'm saying, every other weekend, you know what I'm saying, you may have to start eating shit that you ain't accustomed to eating. You know what I'm saying? You may have to eat spaghetti and you don't like spaghetti. You know what I'm saying? You may have to, you know what I'm saying, like pull out the grill, not just the not just to grill out, but to cook something you already ate that week but make it taste different. You know what I'm saying? Like all them little things, they add up. And to tell you the truth, that's how a lot of people who end up starting things, they stay with those same habits because they're already saving money. You know what I'm saying? They're
yeah.
preparing to move forward. So they're already in
Mhm.
that mode. So
Yeah.
like, to like somebody who's already used to grinding and trying to figure out how to cut and save and you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying, invest, like to them, I'm pretty sure they seeing a lot of opportunity. Even to
Right.
like even the people who done been saving up, you know what I'm saying? Like, because when one person sells some real estate, somebody's gonna buy it. You know what I'm saying? But it's about whether or not you know the game. You know what I mean? But if
Mm.
you, but and that could be an opportunity within itself. But like, if you out here living a certain lifestyle and you in tons of credit, you know what I'm saying? Your ideal situation may pop up because somebody else falls short, but you can't even take advantage because you done got yourself in this situation where it sounds really good, but you can't even do it. You know what I'm saying? Because of the way you
Hmm.
was moving prior to, you know what I'm saying, the situation.
Right.
So
And the
like,
way you was moving, yeah.
yeah, you got to move with your eyes and your ears open.
Mhm.
They'll tell you all them little company meetings they be having, what they call it, town hall meetings and stuff like that. Them all them numbers, like all that stuff makes sense when they tell you, oh, this is what we made this quarter. You know what I'm saying? This is what we project by the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Word to the wise. Um, if you're watching and you are familiar with the meetings that we are talking about, where they go over the financial standings of these meetings, take a screenshot of whatever they're showing you on these meetings and put it in Chat GPT. Do it.
yeah,
Do it so you can better understand, because AI will help you understand exactly what the financial situation is of that company. Okay. It's going to tell you, okay, I'm going to need you to cut your losses and run, because ain't no retirement coming out of this company. Or it's going to tell you, okay, well, they're going to have to make some serious financial cuts, but you will understand the standings a little bit better. But I
yeah,
am saying, as a woman that has been in corporate America over 20 years, I'm telling you right now, do not put your eggs in those baskets anymore. Just don't put your eggs in that basket. Work your job until you don't have one. Try to get, try to get raises, do all the things, but you're going to need to be doing something else on the side. And if you're not understanding what we're talking about, find you, this is going to sound extremely prejudiced, find you a Mexican or a Jamaican or a black person, because they know what side hustle to do. They know what a side hustle is. You got to do something different. You're going to have to move differently. All of this is moving differently, accepting what is and moving differently, because we're not going back. There's no going back.
yeah.
This is where we're going. There's no going back.
You're gonna move differently one way or another. Either
By
you're gonna move
force.
differently, yep, to maintain your lifestyle, you're gonna have to move different, or you're
Yeah.
gonna move different because you can't maintain
Because you can't, exactly. I
it. Yep.
a couple of years ago, I decided I wanted to learn how to make bread. And this is only a small example of you know, having to move different and how we started to save. And I just wanted to make bread, you know. So I started making bread, just on a whim. And then it got real serious for us for a second. I was like, oh shit, I might need to make bread because bread is costing me 4 loaves a week because I had a lot of
Yeah.
kids in my house. And I'm talking like that wasn't even enough. Bread was costing me about 20, $30. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna have to figure this thing out. And like for instance, I save good money. I mean, a 5 pound bag of flour costs maybe $4 for a good bit of flour. I can get 200 biscuits out of that. Why would I buy bread? I wouldn't go back to that. It's about the little things. It don't have to be a lot. Cut some of this bullshit out. Cut some of the
Right.
bull. And it's not about slumming it. Find things that you could easily switch. Like we
Right.
don't eat fast food anymore. We found a brand. Um, like I love Chinese food, but we found a brand of lo mein, organic lo mein at the stores that I can get and I can make it myself. It tastes much better and you know what's in it. And I get it at a fraction of the cost. A
Yeah.
fraction
I
of the
use
cost.
whole grain organic spaghetti noodles.
Yeah, I mean, you just,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
That's what I'm
saying?
saying.
I make my own spaghetti noodles. I make my own pasta, my own spaghetti noodles, my own rotini because it's
Yeah. Like
simple, it's easy, and it costs almost nothing but some time. That's it.
right. And if you got kids, you just make them do the dishes.
All the time.
And there you
All the
go.
time. Look
Yeah.
at God, won't he do it? So,
Yeah.
and I think my biggest concern about the choices that people make when suffering with economic conditions is not if they can or if they can't, because I'm sure people can make choices to kind of live more meager, right? But it's the fact that there are a lot of people in this world that are not okay or used to being uncomfortable. Like that is not an option for them, right? That is not an option for them. So when you're talking to people from, maybe poverty, they understand, right? They understand how to buckle down for a second. You know what I mean? So I don't know. The fact that
Yeah.
they don't understand discomfort is probably going to be the biggest problem.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because like it's people who do well, but they're always trying to obtain more. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And then you got people who do well and they are good exactly where they're at. And like I was talking to my mom with that, I said you could have $1 million and go in Dollar General and buy a piece of candy and you ain't even got $1 million no more. And then guess what? If you don't make another cent, guess what? You was $1 million for that point in time, but you won't be one again until you make that money back.
Hmm.
You
That's
know what I'm
right.
saying? So
Mm.
you can be living okay, but as long as inflation keeps rising, your money is losing value. So even though you may have $100,000 in the bank, it ain't $100,000. You know what I'm saying? And
No,
whatever it is today, it probably won't be that tomorrow.
surely won't. And
So
if you got assets like homes, that is dropping so increasingly fast. So you might want to check on your value of your home.
yep,
This is a multifaceted issue. Like there's a lot of things going on here, a lot of crises around economic conditions. And I think that's probably the scariest part because you really can't plan for none of this shit. You just got to be like, all right, whatever comes, we just gonna handle it. You can't really plan for it. Do what you can do. But yeah, it's a lot going on, man.
yeah,
It's a lot going on.
You definitely right. That's what I said, man. Like okay, so like me, when I would get off work, you know what I'm saying? I don't care no matter how tired I was, I would still get on the computer and look for another. Until I do this
Mm-hmm.
throughout the whole time, every day. When I got free time at work, I look for another job. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Because I know, okay, inflation is rising. You may give me a raise next year. You know what I'm saying? But where will inflation be by the time I get that raise? So what I'm trying to do is take everything I know and see if I
Mm-hmm.
can find me somebody who's going to pay me above where I'm at now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that I
Yeah.
stay ahead.
So
I
it
mean,
makes
like,
sense. Yeah.
yeah,
So you can make,
because
yeah,
because the way I look at it is like this: a company don't give a damn about letting you go. So
at
why the
all.
fuck should you? So why should you care about whether or not you leave?
You
You know
should
what I'm
not
saying?
have
Like
any
that,
loyalty to any company. Your loyalty is
that
to your family.
right, and that's why the main reasons why I have people I associate at work, but I don't really make friends because a lot of people fail to leave because of things like that. Because they're
Yeah.
comfortable. They know everybody on the job and they can complain about the job together. You know what I'm saying? And that
Mm-hmm.
becomes a routine. So you end up losing out because you rather stay there and complain than bust a move to try to find something better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shoot. Right now, man, we probably the average person like with a decent paying job probably gonna have to work till they're about 75 or 80 years old. So
Yep.
shit, even around my age, you know what I'm saying? Like you just that's only halfway there. You know what I'm saying? So like you
Mm-hmm.
still got a whole nother half of your life you got to go. So you think you're gonna stay here for the other half of your life? You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is all that you're getting, knowing that you may have to keep working all the way up till then. Like it don't make sense. I mean, I could stay there if I can't find nothing better, but I'm always gonna look. Never gonna stop looking.
Yeah, you can't, especially if you're in a situation where you can't even save for retirement at your current position. Right? You can't even save. So you really just working for right now. You none of your
Right.
working is going towards uh your retirement. You really got nothing.
Nah, two life events back to back will throw your whole life out of whack.
Man, shit, one will.
That's what I'm saying. But
one one will,
that's
yeah.
that's scary though. Like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
There like when those companies were doing all those furloughs, like there was like six big companies doing all those layoffs. And it was concerning because I know that a lot of people, they can't miss a check. Like, what do you mean? You gonna lay people off, no severance, no package, no nothing, and they gotta wait for unemployment? Like, you know how many people lost their houses or lost their apartments because they got evicted? Things like that, was without lights, with this, what? Like
Yeah,
one emergency can put your ass behind so far that you won't be able to catch up. And you cannot, I want to say this too, you cannot budget your way out of poverty. If you're not making the money, goddamn it, the only way to make enough money is to make enough money. You can't budget that. You
right.
can't, there's nothing you can do to say, okay, I'm not going to spend this here. I'm not going to spend that here. I'm not going to spend that there, because it ain't, it, it don't matter. You wouldn't make it anywhere anyway.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you gotta kinda look like you gotta kinda look at your job like they do for the apartments. They say you gotta
Hmm.
make three times the rent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
You need to at least make sure that you're making double whatever your bills is per month. You know what I'm saying? You need to make sure you're making double. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Because you don't know what's gonna happen. And if you can make double what your bills are per month and you're smart, then you can take the other half and always put it up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you gotta be smart and you gotta be hungry. Like you can't allow yourself to get complacent. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one of the things I figured
Mhm.
out. I was like looking for apartments. I'm like, dang man, when I pay for an apartment, I could be buying a house. I mean,
Right.
so I'm like,
Right.
why am I doing? I said, you know what? I ain't mad at them. because the logic behind that is the same logic I need to apply to my life and the money I bring in. You know what I'm saying? I treat myself like I'm the apartment. If you can't pay me 2 to 3 times, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, my value of what I need to pay, then I can't deal with you. We gonna have to figure something out. Or I'm gonna work there, and I'm gonna be the best worker you had. But when it's time to go, I'm gonna go. That's just how it is, man. I guess she fell off. But yeah. I mean, anybody that sees this video, like, you really gotta be on top of things, because man, it's definitely probably gonna get worse. So you gotta look for what's popping. And one thing I learned about, just being out in the world and understanding what really sells is you got to figure out how to get yourself inside of businesses where, what I'm saying, they sell something that's going to always sell, something of value. You know what I mean? Like working for a construction company, they're going to always have to build stuff. Even within that company, they got people who pick up trash. They got the people who lay the bricks. They got the people who, what I'm saying, do a lot of different things. So your goal is to figure out how to do all of that. So when things get rough and they let people go, you got some value. I know how to do this, 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 and this. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got a better chance of holding on. You also got a better chance of when you say, hey, man, times is tough, man, I need a raise. They're not just looking like you're replaceable. You're an asset. And that's something that, a lot of people don't really strive for. You should want to be an asset in everything that you do, because that's where the true value is. And when a company wants to save money, they're gonna start looking at their assets, and they're gonna start looking at the things of lesser value. Can we go without this? Can we go without that? Can we let this person go? And to letting them go, how bad would that hurt us? And when they weigh it out, then they might decide, hey, well, we need to hold on to this person because, you know, they do too much. They may have to pull some extra weight, but we rather have that than to wait for somebody to learn and bring them up. The pay just won't never add up. But just things to think about. And being somebody who came from skilled trades is you can go become a welder, but if all you want to be is just a welder and just get a paycheck, then you're already setting yourself up that when things get tight, you're gonna be the one to go. But when you learn how to weld, you learn how to read the blueprints, you learn how to operate the cranes or whatever they have out there. You know what I'm saying? And you try to make sure you're the best welder. You try to make sure you're the one that they always call on when they have a really particular job that they can trust, and you give yourself value. And if they don't want to pay you, you don't learn enough stuff where if you move on to the next job, it might offer you more. So those are just things to think about.
Sorry, I'm having connection issues.
Okay.
Making
This
yourself valuable is helpful.
really, that's all you can do, because
Yeah.
unless you create your own job, you at somebody else's mercy to give you a job or to keep you. So yeah, want to do something.
And having people that are experienced in skilled things is so tight right now because they don't really have that knowledge coming in anymore.
Well, and I fell victim to this too. It's almost like what he said. Like you get a trade or whatever, and you're working and you get paid good, and you get comfortable. You know what I'm saying? You don't think about the same thing I was saying earlier. You don't think about, okay, this new technology came out, this new process came out. Let me go learn this new process because later on in the future, they might switch to this process. You know what I'm saying? Let me go learn how to operate a robot because one day we might have a robot. Or if I decide to leave, that may get my foot in the door somewhere else. They already got a robot. You know what I'm saying? Like
You definitely got to do that.
yeah, it's a lot of little things that you know what I'm saying. Like people don't really they don't pay attention to it until the walls start closing in, and then they panic like, oh, what am I going to do now? Like you gotta know, man.
But
I
if
don't
that is
watch the
your
news
field, why aren't you trying to learn more about your field? You know what I'm saying? Like, why aren't you on top of it, learning
because
more about your
because they
own field?
because they trying to be comfortable. I mean that's the same mistake that I started making. Then
The
one day
bottom
I said,
line
you know
is you
what?
can't be comfortable until you work for yourself.
I mean, yeah, but it depends on what product you moving.
Well, yeah, because even
Some,
that's questionable sometimes. Yeah.
yeah, because like as a welder, you need somebody to want to build something before you can even make some money. Now, if you selling a product or you got a product that's out there in the store where anybody can get any place, anytime, you know what I'm saying? That's a little bit different. But like, hey, it ain't nothing stopping you from figuring out how to do that neither, though. Shit, you can figure out how to make your own welding gear. You know what I'm saying? With your
Yeah.
name, your own brand. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of different stuff. Problems that you see, tools that work, but you come up with a way to make them work better. Like you could be thinking about stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Designing stuff. Like I came across a couple people at jobs where they designed something and the company bought it from them. You know what I mean? So it just depends on how you move. But one thing I do learn is if you huddle up around people who only complaining and ain't nobody talking about building nothing or creating nothing or moving forward, you setting yourself up for failure right now. That's for sure.
Facts, because creating is what we need to do, building is what's necessary.
Right, right. Like I'm pretty sure you can find a billion people who can tell you what's wrong with the world, but how many of them really, you know what I'm saying, trying to do something? You know what I'm saying? Kind of like the people who complain about politics, but at the same time never knocked on the door. You know what I'm saying? Never went to a rally, or you know what I'm saying? People complain about the school system, but never been to a school. You know what I'm saying? A school meeting to figure out what's really
Nope.
going on. Like
No.
yeah,
Hmm.
you just in love with the complaining. You really ain't about that shit. And I think that's the
Most
biggest
people are.
problem. Yeah, that's the biggest problem, and that's how people who really ain't about it but are ambitious keep finding themselves in positions of power because they really don't
Hmm.
probably don't care, but they just want what they want. So they're gonna play the
They
game.
set a site and they did it.
Yep, and they're gonna play the game till they get where they at, and they probably don't even care. Like I don't really care about whatever I campaigned on. I just needed to get this seat. Now that I'm
Yeah,
here,
this is what I wanted. This is just what
yeah, yep.
I wanted, this persona and this identity, and this is what I did to get there.
And between me and you, I don't care about that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm rich.
Right.
It is the truth, man. It's the truth. That's why I done been on jobs sometimes where I done started with other people. We all started at the same time. And most people will go in and try to learn the job and they'll try to work. But out of every group, it's always been somebody who try to learn what the boss know. Or like when they tell us to do something, they'll go over there and start trying to delegate work to everybody else because they already making a move to at least put themselves above the group they came in with.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, trying to show that they can do it.
Yep. And you know what the boss gonna do whenever he need that group to do something? They gonna go to that person.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. But
Yeah.
that does happen.
Yeah. That's how you gotta move. And a lot of times them be the people that end up being supervisors because they started out putting it in the minds of management the minute they walked in the door. So it depends on where your mindset is at and whether or not you pay attention to what's really going on.
And if you're listening and looking,
Yeah, you got to be listening and looking. Cause
checking
a
out
lot of times,
personalities of people.
yep. 'Cause a lot of times they'll tell you exactly what's going on. It's just not gonna be in the terms that you won't want to listen to. So you got to force yourself to listen. Oh, they said we've been losing money for the past 3 quarters. Yeah, common sense tell you that. Okay, how long you think they're gonna keep losing money before something change? Or product coming out slow. How long you think it's gonna be before they start cracking the whip and making you do more and not giving you that overtime?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's there. It's definitely there. But we gonna go to the next video. It kind of tie in to
Okay.
what we just been talking about.
Do this shit because she work at the motherfucking bridge car place. And for
Hey,
you to
DHS.
expect a 18-year-old man, 20-year-old man to just know everything,
Yeah.
it's bullshit.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
I had to
bullshit.
change my mindset when it came to my adult children. I have a 21-year-old, 19-year-old who lives with me. And always I'm like, bro, you grown, nigga. At your age, I had kids, blah,
And
blah,
I
blah, blah.
hate that.
So guess what I had to do?
Hate that.
Let me tell you something. I had to correct myself, bro. One day, me and my son, we got into it. I'm like, so you out or what, nigga? And he like, yeah, I'm out. But I could hear it in his voice
You don't
that
know
I
what
had
to
let
do.
him down.
Yeah, he don't know what the fuck to
I
do.
heard it in my son's voice that I let him down. I called him, was like, we both said shit we didn't mean. I apologize as your father. You ain't got to go nowhere because I want you to have at least 10, 15 in the rack before you go. Because I don't want to keep going through generational where we having kids, blah, 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 right? My granddaddy did it. Your granddaddy did it. I did it, blah, blah. I want you to be different. So I apologize if it means keeping you in this house at 19 years old.
So yeah, I think that's probably one of the biggest problems. Like a lot of the things that we just talked about, a lot of times kids aren't really taught that extra part. You know what I'm saying? Like the preparation,
Real
the real
world
rat,
stuff.
the real rat you may have to be inside the rat race. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you know, because
Yeah.
like what he said,
Had
he
to
said having his son
give him some
15
time.
bands by the time he leave the house. You know what I'm saying? And if he's not paying no bills and he gets a pretty decent job, if he leave it at 15 bands and he paid attention to the lesson he's taught, then he should, you know what I'm saying? He should be okay. You know what I mean? Like, and he don't fuck up his credit because that's a lot of things. A lot of times we make the mistakes too. Like kids go out there and the first thing they do is instead of just paying for a car, they get them from A to B. They go get a car payment. You already you already in debt
Yeah.
before you even get started.
Yeah.
Now you got to make sure you pay that. You know what I'm saying? But coming out well prepared and trained and understanding credit, and you coming out with a nice amount of money, like you probably could go. I mean, I don't know whether or not the kid talking about going to college or whatever, but like that's why I tell my son, I'm like, yo, I mean, you in school right now, and you still living with somebody else. So like anything that you want to try right now, you better try it right now because you got a safety net.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you get out here on
Mm-hmm.
your own, a lot of the things that you think about trying, they're gonna be so scary that you ain't gonna want to do it.
And
So
that's
like,
yep. That was one of my biggest things with my children is raising them. I always thought like, where could I have been had I not had to make everything work out? Had I
right,
had to if I had a safety net, instead of everything that I did had to produce something, everything I did had to produce something. I had to have a place to live. I had to have food. I had to take care of my children.
Mm-hmm.
I had to, so, everything had to produce a result.
Right.
And I feel like I could have been, so I said, you know what? That's what I want for my kids. I want my kids to be able to do whatever.
Yeah.
Feel
Yeah.
free to try it out, and you ain't got to worry about whether if it succeeds or fails. At least you tried. And I
Right.
think that is the mindset right there. That is the difference between getting a job and staying there for 40 years even though you ain't making no money,
Mm-hmm.
because that mindset sets in your spirit like, the fuck, I ain't gonna sit here for what?
Right.
I'm gonna do what I have to do. I'm gonna get another job, but what I'm not gonna do is sit here and just let my life waste away because I'm scared to move.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm scared to move. Being able to give our children the ability to just choose, like, I want to go do this. I want to travel for the summer. I want to go overseas and do this and have those choices and options and not have to worry about whether or not they're going to lose everything.
Right. Because
It
here you
puts
go.
something in them.
It's a scenario. I got a job. It's okay, but I got to move out. So I got to pay my car payment and either be broke, paying for my own place, or move in with the person I'm in a relationship with. You know what I'm saying? And you already pretty much putting yourself in a bad situation, in a struggle, because you might find
Yep.
yourself in a situation where you gotta try to make it work with somebody just because it's hard to try to do it on you by yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like I just feel like that's just negating the saying of I want my child to have a better life. Like sometimes
Yeah.
a kid, sometimes it's probably a lot cheaper allowing your child to leave the crib with some money saved up, some good credit, have them already experience some failures, have them try some things they were afraid of, and then letting them go out versus just letting them go out and hoping that the things that you said is good enough. Because I mean,
And
imagine like all you get is
yeah.
talking to, all you get is talking to, and then you just got to go out in the world and try to
And figure it out.
right.
And figure
And
it out.
adults can't even really figure it out.
We still ain't got this shit figured out, baby. I'm gonna be
Right.
honest with you. We's trying to deal with what we got, but let me tell you, and you want these children to figure things out when they don't even know who they are.
Hmm.
And we're forcing them into, like you said, into unhealthy relationships with people they don't know.
Yep.
We're forcing them to be in situations that they have to depend and rely on people for their survival. That never goes well. Period. I don't give a damn.
Right.
I don't care what nobody say. Anytime one person has to rely more heavily on the other, it is not going to go well. It just doesn't. Somebody is going to feel the upper hand and they're going to use that shit. And
Yeah.
what if they don't want to be with that person?
That's what
You
I'm saying.
putting your baby in a relationship they don't even want.
Right. You're already teaching them a terrible, terrible habit.
Just stay. He gonna take care of the bills. Just stay. She gonna take care of you. Like, that's
Hmm.
terrible habits. When they could just stay
Terrible.
there, why the fuck you know what? And that's crazy because, and as I think about it, like, I have adult children. And it wouldn't cost me more. Their most expensive years are freaking over. What is
Right.
the problem with the child with your child being in the house while they get their life together?
Yeah, that way they can stack up, and when they go, they going with something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. Like, what is the problem
yeah,
there?
right.
You know? Like, what is the problem? And I'm gonna be honest, the situation that I run in, especially with my daughter, the situation that I run in is my daughter is also very independent. She wants to be on her own.
Keep
And
talking.
I had to sit her down and show her, baby, you can't make it on your own right now. We looked for an apartment, everything. So yeah, she definitely wanted her bring me the phone. She definitely wanted her own place. We looked for apartments, calculated utilities and all of that stuff. And I'm like, baby, you just don't make the kind of money needed to do that.
Right. And you may have to sacrifice something if I allow you to get into that situation.
Yeah. And that's what I was telling her too, because she does have a relationship, and he's a very nice young man. He's got a great future, a bright future ahead of him as well. However, I don't want either one of y'all forced into a situation. I don't want either one of y'all to do that. I want you both to be able to live. They're
Right. And
both
make
they need to make their own decisions, but at the same time, let's make some
some real
educated.
choices. Yeah, not no
Yeah.
forced choices based off of the situation. Yeah.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
know. I told her, I said it's cheaper for you to just come home here, stay with me while you're in college, and save up money when you can work.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But then when you can't work and when you don't have to work, you don't have to worry about getting evicted.
Right.
You don't have to worry
And you
about
ain't
your
got to worry
car getting
about,
taken.
or you ain't got to worry about deciding whether or not you got to go to work or do your homework. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah. Or you worry about your grades slipping because you feel like you got to work extra hours. You know what I'm saying? To help pay the rent or whatever. Like it's.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the scenario that we used to get. You know what I'm saying, on TV, but like, man, doing that shit is a lot harder now than it was before
Yeah.
because
Hmm.
everything is higher.
Yeah.
Like, and depending on what you're going to school for, a lot of them times they don't even want you to work.
Well, she's they are giving her an option, but I don't want her to work.
Right? Shoot for the moon. No, you know what I'm saying? And that's how you really see. I mean, it's great when you go through the struggle and you achieve something wonderful. But imagine if you just was able to just achieve something wonderful without the struggle. And you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But all you had
Yeah.
to do was just focus on going to school.
All you had to do is just, yeah, go to school. That's all. You didn't have to worry
Yeah,
about how you're getting
yeah.
anything. And honestly, they struggled with me. You know what I mean? Like, I
Mm.
haven't always made the money I'm making. I haven't always been where I am. And they struggle with me. That's enough. That's enough.
Yeah, and you know that's the biggest difference. You know what I'm saying? Versus, you know what I'm saying, like how some kids graduate college or go into the real world versus others. Some of them
Mm-hmm.
got all the support in the world moving forward. Whatever you want to do, just
Mm-hmm.
let me know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And some of them be like, yo, you better go out here and do something. You know what I'm saying? And those are
Yeah.
two different ways to walk out there into the world.
And the
Anything.
crazy thing is pushing an 18-year-old out of the house with the expectation that they're gonna go and make some money right now to survive. You are literally pushing your child into survival mode.
Right.
And that can hinder them for the rest of their life. Because how the hell are they supposed to get out of it, you dummy?
Right. Because, like, what if they go out there and just get credit cards?
Right. But
You
but
know what I'm
what if
saying?
what if they get listen, let's be real. I know the demographic of people that put in their house, their kids out the house at 18. And let me tell you something. If they got bad, if them kids already probably got bad credit because they probably already used it. My thing is, if you are already in a situation of poverty, if you've never been able to do anything and never been able to get anywhere in your life, why would you then set your child up to do the same
Same
fucking thing?
thing. Yeah.
Make some of this shit make sense. Just make it make sense. I
Well, you
um
are
I just don't understand it. I had one lady that I know, and she lived in subsidized housing, right? And
mhm.
her son was about to graduate and whatnot, and he got a job and everything, and she put him out of the house. I'm like, why would you do that? What did he do? And she didn't want to start paying rent. So she had to put him out so they didn't include his income. Okay.
Yeah. See, that's crazy.
Let's be mindful of that kind of shit. So please don't let me know nothing about it. Cause I'm gonna say something to you. It is what it is. I'm gonna say something to
Right.
you. Nah, I can pretty much say what I want to say because I can fight. So I'm gonna say something to you about it because that's dumb.
Right. And what's crazy, right? Okay, is we've been talking about kids who could possibly go to college. Imagine that kid can't even go to college just because they ain't
Yeah,
got the grades or they ain't got the aptitude to do that. So you definitely pushing them out into some crazy shit. Like
right. Even
go
if
out
they
there and
could go to community college, you're still pushing them into
yeah,
a space where what are they
yeah,
gonna fucking do if they don't know how to live life? If they don't know what needs to be done, y'all gotta make some of this stuff make sense.
right.
Like,
You don't always have to wait till a problem happens. Sometimes it's okay to try to prevent problems. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like, yeah, like okay, it may
You
cost
can
me.
definitely do that.
Yeah, it may cost me 2 more years of, you know what I'm saying, buying enough grocery for you, giving you gas money from time to time, throwing you, you know what I'm saying, if you got a part-time job, that's even better. But you know what I'm saying, supporting you for another 2 years versus me sending you out there and then you calling me every month because you can't pay your bills, or you know what I'm saying, or you done got into a situation because you don't put yourself in a bad environment trying to figure out how to make it through the struggle.
Right,
Yeah,
right. And that's because and we've all I say we all, but you know who I'm talking about. We've been there, and I don't
yeah,
want my children to be there. My babies, th- me breaking generational curses looks this is what it looks like for
yeah.
me. The
That's what I'm about to
fact that
say.
I know that my kids don't have to go to somebody and be like, hey, I need a place to stay. The fuck you don't. Cause you can
I,
come always be at home.
I think that's the best starting point to breaking one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't change the fact that it was a one parent household, but you can change how they leave out of that one parent household. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you know
So
what else I can change? I can change that once they leave, when they decided that they're ready to go, once they leave, if they ever fall again, they can still come back.
come back. Right.
I've never, I've never had that.
I,
When I lost it, I lost it, and I had to do something about it. My breaking of generational curses is making sure that my children don't have to do the same thing. So people willingly throwing their kids out of the house at 18 is crazy to me. Like that's crazy to me. And I would love to hear someone's reasoning for that, because I believe that teaching them responsibility, which I heard this reasoning before, is teaching them responsibility. Teaching them responsibility happens in the home. It happens before they get 18.
right.
It happens before then. Okay.
Right. That
So at 18 and you're putting them out, why would you put a child in that situation? I would love to have an answer. I would love to have a
well,
conversation.
I could tell you a lot of the reasons. They think they
Okay.
grown. They think they grown. They want to talk back to me.
First of all, listen,
It
black
may not.
people, my people, we got to start understanding that one, we have got to understand that as these children get old, they've grown. Like not grown as in they can do everything by themselves, but they have their own minds. They have their own things. And they want to talking back. And I'm gonna be the first to say it, and I'm a black mama. Talking back is the most craziest term ever for black people because we could mean anything. And if I'm mad, it does mean anything, but not all the time am I right. Because
Right.
an 18-year-old deserves to have an opinion and a
It don't.
say in their life.
Yeah, it don't equal up to throwing me to the wolves.
And
You know what
I
I'm
tell
saying?
you what, I have been, and boy, when I tell you I was mad, I'm talking about hotter than a shot. I was mad at this child, but I still did what needed to be done for my child because they don't have the tools needed yet. They might have the information because we taught them the information, right? For those that did teach them, because I taught them information, but it's like one of those things, and I tell my kids all the time, it's like that thing, like you don't really know if you can fight until you get in your first fight. Like you
Right.
don't know what you can deal with until you actually dealing with it.
Yeah, because fighting a
And
stranger ain't like
yeah,
fighting your brother and sister.
right. So
Yeah.
you don't want to get out. I don't want to put my child out in the world and the way things happen. And we all know how things happen back to 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 back to
Hmm.
back. Is that really what we want to do to our kids?
And especially if you send them on bad terms because they may not even want to call you, and they may
They're not gonna
compound a
call
simple,
you.
and they may compound a
Hmm.
simple problem and turn into this big thing by the time you find out.
Yeah. Yeah. They're not gonna call you. They're
And
not gonna call you.
next thing you know, you done spent more money
Hmm.
getting them out of a situation than what you would have spent by allowing them to stay there a couple more years and having enough money to move out with more
Yeah.
confidence.
Hmm. And I think that too. I think that's another thing too. Like you really are pushing a child out into the world with no resources and nothing.
Right.
Even if they saved up money all through high school from summer jobs and working, they still could not possibly accumulate enough money to benefit them enough to move out at 18. Like, what are we
Nah.
doing?
I'm talking
What are
about
you giving these children?
they would need the money and the common sense to apply it in the correct
Right.
way. Like teaching them about, you know what I'm saying, if you get a loan, knowing your interest rate. If you get a credit card, you only use it to build credit. You don't really use it, you know what I'm saying, to spend it like it's
Right.
free money.
That
Like,
the income ratio.
yeah.
I was grown before I knew about that stuff,
Here go another
you
one.
know?
Don't go out here and go get no car just because it look good. You know what I'm saying? Because you might be buying, you know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
sometimes it
And
just
I'm so
be,
happy that my kids, they are not gonna make a move unless they ask me. Because they want
it's,
to know what I
oh,
think.
right.
They want to
And
know what
see,
I think and they want to know if it's feasible. Does it make sense, Mom? You know?
yeah, that's what you would.
That's part of having a good relationship with your children. But if I'm walking around giving them how telling them how to be, and that's another thing too. My your children, if they're older, especially 18 and up, just a word, they wouldn't act or talk back if you treated them with a little bit of respect. Just a little bit. Just a little
Yep.
bit. If they didn't feel like every time they didn't agree with you or every time they wanted to ask you about something you said, Mama, why did you say this? Because a lot of times they asking because they don't fucking know.
Right.
Why are you telling me not to do something? What are the reasonings?
Yep.
Because if they understand why, then maybe they won't do it. But if you're not explaining those things or giving them those lessons, if it's always because I said so, the fuck?
Right.
Don't nobody want to hear that. Don't nobody want to hear that. Don't nobody want to hear that because you said so. You got to have some kind of listen. It does not elude me in any aspect that my children, the same children that I have been tasked of raising, have seen me at my fucking lowest. I've had to literally rebuild myself in front of children that have to take my guidance. Like that doesn't elude me. So when they looking and they're gonna have some questions, well, why? How did she end up going through this if she knew about this, this, and this? I do have to explain. There are
Yeah,
explanations. They do need an explanation. And I do that so that they'll understand. There's life for one is not a straight road. Everybody don't take a straight path here.
right. And,
And
and
s-
it's
and
it's got to be more proactive too. Like
yeah.
not after they make the same mistake, you say, well, no, you and sometimes it may be some stuff that people may not want to even talk about because it's hurtful to
Mhm.
them, but you got to
Yeah.
remind yourself like, yo, this is for them, this is for their future. So you have to be proactive, like before they go out here and do this, let me
Yeah.
tell them something that what I'm saying they may need to be mindful of moving forward. But a lot of
And it's
times
embarrassing
people wait,
sometimes. It's
yeah, a lot
embarrassing.
of times people wait till something bad happens, and then
Hmm.
well, what's done is done now. You know what I'm saying? Now I done went out here and put myself in a bad situation. Now you want
Right,
to tell me.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Now you want to tell me, yeah, no.
Right,
I'm if I'm gonna be honest with anyone, it's gonna be my children because I want them to understand.
right.
I want them to
Baby,
know that I'm not goody two shoes. Cause why y'all be walking around here acting like y'all ain't never did shit?
yep,
Cause we ain't had social media. I know y'all where y'all was at.
right.
Out in them streets, doing crazy stuff too.
Like when I was
Yeah.
younger, I wish somebody had to took my keys a lot of times.
Yeah. I
Just took them. You
understand
know what I'm
that.
saying? Because I wasn't going to do nothing that was beneficial to my future. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And sometimes it's just stuff that you may have to treat them a way that may make them mad at you right then, but you saving them from doing making one of those mistakes that they can never come back from. You know what I'm saying? Or in order for
Hmm.
them to come back, they automatically go right into the struggle, just trying to get over that situation that got created,
Yeah.
and they already
And that
young.
happens before they're 18.
Yeah,
That should be happening before they're 18. It should be happening
yeah,
before they're um having those issues. That should not be, oh, now we're gonna try to teach a lesson, nigga. That
yeah,
we should already have those lessons taught and already have those things at least be done talked about it. Cause I know good
right,
and damn well it's some stuff that I told my children and we talked about it and I know good and well, you know when they gonna remember when it come up. And they like, Mama,
right.
didn't we well remember what you said to me about such and such and yeah, but at least it'll
Hmm.
come and at
Yep,
least they know you ain't got to be embarrassed about shit you been through. Cause baby, if I even did it, I struggled through it. You understand?
right.
And it ain't been pretty. It's been ugly, and they know that. There's no pride when it comes to sharing
Get
things with my
right,
kids. Ain't no pride.
right.
No ego.
That's what I'm
Sure.
doing.
Yeah, heck.
Just be
But
crazy. But I'm pretty sure it's a lot of them kids that find themselves in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Like not unless they're like good at you know what I'm saying? Like they good at sports or they got this undeniable thing that shows a lot of promise. And even sometimes they end up getting treated the same way when that shit don't work out. You know what I'm saying? Like when the whole time the dream is there, like, oh, they're good at this, this, and this. So once they graduate high school, they're gonna be able to do this, and then it don't work out. Oh, now you gotta go get a
mm-hmm.
job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't care what
Yeah.
job you gotta get one. Once you get the
And
job,
immediately.
yeah, and now you got a job, you need to be looking for a place to stay. How am I gonna look for a place to
Mm-hmm.
stay when I don't even make enough? I gotta make three times the rent. You see what I'm saying? I gotta make three times the rent, but you want
Yeah.
me to leave. Do you know what type of
See,
money
that's
I
the
gotta make?
problem.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot. And That's what I'm saying. Like y'all, and while y'all playing, y'all can't y'all trying to push these kids out the damn house like y'all don't need some help. The fuck?
Yep.
The economy bad. And I tell you what, I can help my children better here with me than I could support in another household. I can't help you in another house.
Right.
I can't pay the rent at your house. But
Right.
but what I can
But you come
do,
here with me, you may get
yeah,
multiple opportunities to try whatever you want and not have to worry about no bills other than maybe like
exactly.
cell phone bill and some gas or a car payment.
That's
Other
it.
than that,
That's
you ain't gotta
it.
worry about nothing else.
Mhm. And living whatever. Don't worry about nothing else. I got
Yep.
everything else,
Yep.
and that's factual.
I just need you to keep pushing for what you're trying to get
That's
without
it.
with no excuses. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't gonna
That's
have I
right,
don't want
because
you to
you
have no
don't have
excuses.
none. Yeah, can't be none at this point. Can't be none at this point. It
Yeah.
definitely can't be none at this point. But you do have opportunity,
Right.
right? You do have opportunity, and that's big. So I really do want to know. Excuse me. I really do want to. If you put your babies out at 18, or if that's something you feel like, you know, that's what it should be, or those, I want to have a discussion. Let's see. I want to see, like, what was your process on that, and are you still in contact with that child? Because, like, I don't know if I would have been able to continue talking to my mother had she put me out in the streets. Like,
Did they answer the call? Like did they okay. Did they even if they went out there and they got their own place, are they in a better situation
right,
than you
then
know what
what
I'm
you
saying,
put
where they would have
yeah.
been? Yeah, like are they in a situation to keep moving forward, or do they have to figure out how to maintain the struggle to see daylight? You know what I'm saying? Like those are two different things, man. And a lot of times, man, that's how people be getting caught up in all the craziness. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Hmm.
think every chick want to be out here in the streets. I don't think every young man want to be out on the corner. But
Yeah.
when you ain't
Sometimes
seeing it,
it's forced. You gotta eat.
yeah, yeah,
It be cold. It be cold in the wintertime and hot in the summertime. You gotta be
yeah,
somewhere and find somewhere safe to stay.
yeah.
I mean,
I can
they
tell you how
we
I go
gotta
right
do
now.
what we got to do.
You can't move. What you gonna walk around here, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like
You already
it's
outside all day because you ain't got nowhere to go. You ain't got no
yeah,
money in your pocket either.
yeah.
Know what I'm
You know you
saying?
can't. You know you can't really get no money working at that place.
Right.
Yeah. So then they think like, well, hey, I want a crib. You know what I'm saying? I want a car. You know what I'm saying? I want to have a
Hmm.
relationship. You know what I'm saying? I want these things,
Yeah.
but those things cost money.
Cost money.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we alluded. I mean, keep it buck. When I sat down with my daughter and we went and we did a whole scenario of her getting her own place, and she chose her own apartment. And y'all gotta understand, these are fucking kids. I don't care how old they are. If they haven't been out on their own, I don't care how old they are. I don't care if they, and let's just bring this up. It could be a 40-year-old man. If he's never lived, paid any bills on his own,
Um.
I guarantee you he has no concept of what it is to run a household and keep and maintain a household. I guarantee you, right? Because
Right.
that shit adds up so fast.
Yep.
It adds up fast,
Oh yeah.
right? So
That's a
she was
fact.
like, "Oh, I'm gonna get this place. I'm gonna get that place," and she was like, "Okay." She picked the place. She picked the renter's insurance and all the things and what her grocery budget would be and all of that and entertainment. And it came out to probably about 2,600 a month. right? And I'm like,
Mhm.
that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So then we get her pay stubs, and she was like, "Mom, I don't even make half of that." I was like, "Yeah, so where's the other half gonna come from?" And she's looking at me, "Oh no, mm-mm. I'm offering you what I got for you right here, and that's a place, a room, a bedroom in this house. That's what I'm
A launch
offering you,
a launching pad.
right? For you to sit here and save up."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and we went over several scenarios: buying a home, how much it would take for her down payment to buy a multifamily home, um, and how she could do that as a first time home buyer, getting with perfect credit, because she has perfect credit. And then she was like, "Well, Mom, I'm not really sure that I want to be tied down to a location." And I said, "Well, I mean, we looked into RVs because she likes RVs and she likes to travel. And I'm like, you're young, you can still do that right now." And we looked into that. But it is imperative that us as parents, like, we think they should understand, but I guarantee you they don't.
Nah, they don't.
$300 is a lot of money to these kids.
Yeah.
$300 is a lot of money to these
Right.
kids.
And then the hardest thing about it is, okay, let's say you go out there and you get your place or whatever, but Chris Brown or somebody you like or the fair or some new Jordans, you know what I'm saying? The things that you're used to getting because you wasn't having to worry about bills. Now, are you going to make
Hmm.
the right choice? You know what I'm
And
saying?
that's the thing. You haven't guidance from your people. If you haven't had the talk with your parents and your mom and your dad about, okay, it's nice to have nice things, but you got to take care of what you got to take care of.
Right.
Right? If you haven't had those conversations, it's going to be really easy to go with what you think is going to be, you know, I need to be seen. I
Hmm.
need to be on every scene. I need to be, you know what I'm saying? I need to be the hottest. Man, look.
Yeah, that's what I said. I feel like at the end of the day, if you send them out there and then you bail them out of every situation, you're going to spend way more money than you would if you had just let them work and stay with you until they had enough to go out here and move legitimately.
Hmm.
Because they're going to make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? You think, yeah, they're learning, but at the same time, unless you put them out there just for them to learn, like I'm putting you out here to learn. You know what I'm saying? That's different. But like, if you just send them out there so they can just go and live life, that's
I mean, and
crazy.
even if you're putting them out there to learn, that situation should be done with a safety net.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they know that you got their back.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
And you explain to
Like,
them like, yo, you should have did this, you should have did that. You know what I'm saying? But still, like it's still in the same way. They're still living with you. They're just not living with you
right,
because they know that
right.
you got them. You know what I'm saying?
And but to put them out into the streets and tell them to live life, like, I honestly think that's child abuse. And I'm gonna be
Yeah, in
real
a way
with
it
you.
is.
I can't I can't see a situation where you legitimately care about that child if that's what you're doing to them, because you are setting them up for failure. There is no case of doing that where you are not setting that kid up for failure financially, emotionally, mentally, physically. Like, you are setting that child up for failure. To be under stress is hard as an adult.
Right.
But you take the teenager brain, and you put that under stress, one, something that they haven't been used to at all.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's not going to be um conducive with good health.
Yeah. And the hardest part about it is they have to make enough to even do it on their own. Because if they can't do it on their own, then they are forced to deal with people they may not need to be dealing with
That's what I'm saying. So
automatically.
now we get to the
Yeah,
physical danger, the
yeah,
emotional damage.
yeah.
But because I'm telling you what, and if you're doing your girls like this, and it's not just girls, but why would that's just crazy? Because I would never put my daughter in a situation to have to depend on another 18-year-old boy because he's under stress,
Anything can happen.
anything. They're not emotionally mature enough to handle that kind of thing. Shit, I'm pushing 50. I ain't emotionally mature enough to handle some situations. So that is just too much. I don't know. I just don't. I'm gonna stand on that. I'm gonna stand on 10 and say I don't see a reason, and that you will really have to, outside of that child being violent towards you and your other children or something like that.
Like that. Yep.
Yeah, you would have to really plead your case in order for me to understand why you hate your kids so much.
But that
Because
still go back to parenting though. Like you miss something along the way if they got to that point though.
right. But see, and this is my thing, like I've seen this, I've noticed this a lot in looking back on my childhood and the kids that I was around and their parents, and had a conversation regarding jealousy in parents, right?
Yeah.
And th- his father really just let him, he would give him the worst advice. And at one point I'm like, dude, this shit is intentional. Like he's leading you in the wrong direction intentionally. And I didn't understand it when we were in our early 20s. And it came up again talking to my sister, and I'm like, yo, like he really didn't want his child to do better than him. That was jealousy.
Yeah. It's
Is y'all
that
setting these kids up for failure because y'all jealous of
you ain't
them?
gonna, yeah, you ain't gonna be shit because I ain't shit. Yeah. A lot of them move just like that.
You sorry bastards.
That's why they
Why
don't really be caring. Like that's why they, oh man. It,
shouldn't be damn parents? Because I want my kids to be better than me.
that's
Please.
and you know that's what most parents say. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the sentiment that you get from most parents, except for when it's time to actually do the things that will make them start
Yeah.
out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. There's a saying, everybody want to be the boss till it's time to boss up, right?
yeah,
Everybody, you want to be the parent that they listen to. You want to be the parent that they bow down to and do whatever you say and all of that shit. But you do not deserve any kind of respect if you would knowingly put your child in a situation to fail.
right. Because
That's
this is
just
my
it.
personal opinion. I feel like a lot of people who had to go through those situations, especially if it was a situation where they got everything they wanted, and the minute they got to a certain age, they just got pushed out into the world. I'm pretty sure they would have forego all the shit that they got if they could have stepped out
Yeah,
that door. You know what I'm saying?
a
Prepared.
little more prepared,
Yeah,
right? A little more prepared. Because honestly, and I don't really think that, even let's just say you had a child that he was saving, right? And he had, hey mom, I got 10 grand, I got 15 grand to put down on the house. I'm gonna get a house. I really don't think you should allow them to do that, because
ah,
they still are not at a point where they can understand the all of the things that come with that, right?
yeah. We got to
You
figure out what you really want to do,
Yeah. And where you
and
want to
kind of like,
be,
yeah, I'm about to say kind of like what you said about your daughter. Do you really want to be stationary? Because that's a commitment.
right?
You know what I
Do
mean?
you do you know the amount of adults that don't know that they have to have full coverage insurance to have a car?
Yeah,
And
I know
and
some
we're
that probably
and
still don't got insurance now.
right. And you're talking about putting a child out on their own. the amount of adults that don't know how to file a claim on insurance, that don't know how to use an insurance card,
Hmm.
or pay for a premium, or pick out their insurance plans with their employer, or fill out a W-4, right?
Hmm.
And y'all are gonna put these children out by themselves.
I
Blasphemy.
think I think it's low
Blasphemy.
expect. I think it's low expectations. Like graduate high school, check. Don't have a kid, check. Don't got a felony, check. Oh, I did my job as a parent, yay.
Now get out.
You know what I'm saying? Right. You know what I'm saying?
I think that is asinine.
I, yeah, but believe it or not, boy, especially a lot of dudes, man, that be they checklist growing up.
Cause I'm just
Don't
like,
get over, don't have no kids, graduate high school. You know what I'm saying? Like everything else is a big ass question mark of what's expected. Unless you got parents who really tell you that shit from day one, like this is what we expect for you to do. We're gonna make sure you move on this path. We're not gonna let you
mhm,
deviate. Even if you hate our guts, we gonna make sure you gonna have to run away. You know what I'm saying?
mhm, mhm.
Like that's how real it's gonna be. Like I'm pretty sure it's a lot of people right now that wish they had that type of, you know what I'm saying, preparation.
Right.
Like to the point where I didn't hate them because you treated me bad. I hated, you know what I'm saying? Like they used to get on my nerves because they wanted me to be so good. But
Yeah.
I'm not mad now because it worked out. You know what I'm saying? Versus
Mhm.
a parent might be trying to be their best friend the whole time, and you know they create this false reality that Jordan's all out of the air. You know what I'm saying? Because they buying them and keeping them looking fresh when they
Mhm.
go to school, which is okay to a certain degree. But you setting them up for when they get to the real world, if they ain't got new skills, like what do you think they're gonna do? You've been the best dressed throughout your whole school career, and now you're 18 and you out of the house. Now you got
Yep.
to try to find a job where you got you want a car, you need somewhere to stay. You know what I'm saying? And you still want to be fresh like you always been.
And you still want to live.
Yeah.
You want to go out to clubs and
Right.
parties and
Yeah.
vacations and spring break and all of
Yep.
that stuff. Like these children are wanting to live. Man, look, my and it doesn't take long for them to understand once they've been guided and they have this guidance.
Hmm.
Like my daughter will call me from school now and be like, Mom, you were so right. You were so right about this, this, and this. I'm so glad we didn't go that route. But thank you for listening to me. Like it does not take much. And she was mad when I wouldn't let her get an apartment. Oh my God. She was hot with me. I was like, no, no. Because that would have
Yeah.
been setting her up to fail. No, you're not getting an apartment for what?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Because when you break it down and you say, "Well, I want my kids to have all the stuff I didn't have," I mean,
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't the way you walk out into the world be the best gift? You know what I'm
It
saying?
is. Yeah. A great start.
Yeah.
How you walk out into the world, your introduction to the world is a great start. Not being
Yeah.
pushed out into a whole wide world of
Right.
things and not know a damn thing, except for the
Right.
fact that you need a place to stay, you need a job. How the fuck are you gonna eat? You
Hmm.
know? Like what are you really gonna do? Where am I gonna sleep if I don't have anywhere to sleep? What like
Yep.
to push a child out like that and for them to learn how to be homeless before they ever learn how to be an adult is crazy work.
Right.
That's crazy work. They know where all the soup kitchens are and all of that. Like that's crazy work.
Or they just staying at people's houses, sleeping on people's couches. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? You know, living, thinking, and when you're young, you don't even see your future yet. So
Right.
you might be thinking like, yeah, I turned around, and that's very possible. But
Mm-hmm.
damn, you ain't already playing with fire.
And it really is possible. It can all anything is possible. However, just from living, just from living, things come up. And every
Right.
time, you got to be a resilient person because you can make it, but every time something comes up, are you going to quit? Are you going to keep going? And a lot
Right.
of times people just give up trying, right? And
Yep.
why would you take that risk by discouraging your child by putting them in an impossible fucking situation?
Right.
Like I really do want answers. Like seriously.
And shit, and being resilient can be taxing depending on what you always up against. Especially the
Yeah.
things that you're doing to yourself. You keep putting yourself in bad
Yeah.
situations. Like that shit can wear you
hmm
down. Like, ah, this shit
It's
is
it's
rough.
things that I wish I would have known coming into adulthood, you know, um, that I make sure that I teach my children now before adulthood about value, about your self-esteem, about your self-worth, about the things that you tolerate, about because that right there will determine a lot in your life. Like how you accept the way people treat you, what you
Hmm.
think is love, you know what I'm saying? Like how you feel about people, not how they feel about you. Making decisions based on how you feel about somebody
Right.
and not how they feel about you. Like that shit can
Hmm.
determine a whole lot of shit. Like it
Right.
can determine a whole lot of things in your life. And it's just too much. Like living and learning how to be an adult. Like I'm still not finished learning about how to be an adult and how to manage this shit
You can't finish.
properly. Like we just on this journey and we just doing
Right.
shit. I'm just out
It,
here doing
look,
shit, man. I'm
e-
just out here
even
doing
think
shit.
about it. Even if reincarnation was real, you still wouldn't know everything because you might come back and live a totally different life
Totally
with new
different
things
life.
with new things to learn.
I'm just out here doing shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm at a point in my life where it's just I make a decision, I go with it, but I can do that. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? And as as we're the most adultier adults, but as adultier adults, you and I also understand that a lot of the shit that these kids is gonna go through in this world, entering adulthood, a lot of this shit is not gonna matter. But they're gonna think it matters, and it's gonna matter a lot in those moments. Without the proper guidance, they're not going to learn how to get through those things. You know what I'm saying? They're not
Right.
going to learn how to, yeah, like, look, in 5 years, it ain't going to matter not one bit whether or not you got this job or not. It's not going to matter.
Right.
These are the things that you have two lanes. These are the things that are just to get you to the next point. And this is the
Hmm.
thing that these are your goals. These are your long term. This is what we're working for. This is what we're pushing for.
Right.
And you put someone in survival mode and quickly their thoughts are not really their thoughts. Their thoughts are surviving. So they stay in that moment to moment process and they never get to plan for the future because their mind literally will not regulate planning ahead. How do you plan 5 years down the road when you starve in the night?
Right. Or you got to catch a ride with somebody that you don't even like.
Right. Or you got to lay on somebody's couch that you know gonna have an attitude in the morning.
Hmm.
You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yep.
You know,
Or you dating somebody that don't really wanna they
don't want
don't
to
really
fuck with
wanna
you,
yeah.
or either they fucking with you because they know you need them, and they're gonna treat you like shit.
Hmm.
Like that's really like I'm still on that. Why are we doing this to our children? If it's not a case, like I said, of extreme violence, or they're just violence, or you have your home situation is unstable and you don't have a place to stay, that's one thing. But
Right.
just doing that and going on living your little life like you ain't a whole parent out in these streets, crazy work. Like
Right.
that's
Just
really
cause
crazy.
legally they're grown. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that don't mean they grown.
You know what I'm saying? Shoot, I barely want to be grown half the damn time now. And sometimes I question whether or not I'm grown or not. I'm just like, am I grown? Because sometimes you don't know the answers to shit. We don't know everything. The fuck? How these little kids, they just got here. They ain't been here but a second.
Right.
They ain't been here but a second. So I don't know, man. I don't believe that I would ever feel okay with that. As a matter of fact, I would prefer my kids to stay with me until they're comfortable. Now, I do want to say before people want to comment on that, I'm not talking about just letting my sons lay up in my house and not do anything and all of that stuff. No, they still have to live their life. They still have to have
Yeah.
goals and be productive. However, and I'm talking about all my children, they still have to be productive, but and I don't know what y'all looking at. The housing market is fucking crazy. Like I couldn't even in the area that I live in, the cheapest apartment that I've even seen when we were looking up apartments was $1,700.
It's crazy.
So you know what I'm saying? Like that's a month's worth of pay for minimum wage. If they work 40 hours, they might
Right.
get that. You know what I'm saying? So you talking about uh the difference between being able to live and being and not being able to live, like there's a difference, and I would much rather my children not have to pay. Even if they give me money, they don't have to pay all of it, and they don't
Right.
have to pay all the rent at another place and the bills at another place when they're not making it, and they can't. You can't budget your way out of poverty. The only way out of poverty is making more money and or cutting expenses. So the only way your child can actually get ahead, at that young of an age is to not have to fucking have any expenses, you dummy.
Right. And let them shoot for something that's gonna be beneficial.
Right. Like, and I would do it. And if that's something that you feel like as a parent, oh, he needs to do this or she needs to do that, get a bank account, a savings account, and make them pay you something on the rent and put it
Right.
in the
And just throw it
savings
in the back.
account.
Yep.
But the problem is some of y'all just grimy as hell and you're trifling and wouldn't do that. So that's that on that. Because if you're even considering putting out a child that hasn't done anything to you, no violence, no nothing, they're just children doing children shit, that something's wrong with you on another level. It's just another level of something that's wrong with you, and I just don't understand it. And I stand on that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You be surprised.
Hmm.
And a lot of times it ain't even. A lot of times it don't even be the child. It don't be the child necessarily. It be the child saying some shit that they probably shouldn't say, asking a question, or feeling like now that I'm old enough, I should be respected enough to challenge something that you may tell me because I want to know if it's accurate or not, or I want to know more about it. You know what I'm saying? Or some of them just want to get about so they can enjoy their life.
Yeah, they want to live. And even if
Yeah,
it's that disrespect thing, I'm gonna say the majority of the time is your doing, because you should have already had an environment where that child could ask damn questions. How do they
yeah,
learn if they're not asking questions? And as black people, because that's a black thing. Don't ask me shit. Don't ask me shit. As a black family, as a black woman and mom, we have got to start challenging ourselves. to not withhold and uphold the shit we grew up with. Because how does a child learn if they're not asking? Is there a way to ask them? Yes, teach them that. But you can't expect for children that, especially intelligent children, not to ask you questions. It's not a
Right.
challenge on you. It is a, I need to understand this because that's how my brain works.
Right.
Why is this wrong?
Because if I don't understand it, I'm going to formulate my own opinion.
Right. And the
And you and
opinion
then
you can guarantee is going to be that you're stupid
yep.
and you
And
just
I
don't
can't
want me
listen.
to be happy.
Yep. And I shouldn't listen to nothing that you say.
Right. I don't, you just don't want me to be happy. That's what it is.
Either,
You're my
either
parent, but
that,
you just don't want me to be happy.
either that, or what you're doing is okay. So I
Right.
might as well do it too. Because ain't nobody
Right.
checking. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Yeah.
still partying, you still drinking, you still, you know what I'm saying, out in the streets or
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's what I'm supposed to do.
So now I'm gonna do as you do and not as you say, because I'm grown as fuck.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I mean, like I said, that's something we could change as well. You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, I've always allowed my children to ask questions. It has to be in a certain way, I guess. I mean, we ain't having no attitudes and yelling and shit. Ain't gonna be a whole bunch of
Yeah.
emotions. Calm down your anger and then let's discuss it. You
Well,
know,
okay. We're not talking about you, but like let's say a child grow up in an environment where it's a lot of alcohol, it's a lot of fussing. So when
hmm
a child gets old enough and they drink and they like the fuss and you kick them out. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you not understand? Like, the reason why they're like this is because of the environment they grew up in. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just discontinue. You can't act like all that stuff didn't happen, and they supposed to grow up and be unaffected by this whole world that they had to grow up in, and not show
right.
not show it later on in life. Like, you know, I mean, that happens to a lot of people too. Like because of the way they
When you
grew up,
literally
what
showed
they
them,
seen. Yeah, and you
yeah.
start acting the way that you grew up in because that's what you seen, and that they don't want to listen to it. Now you got to go. But like, yo, like this is the same thing. Like when I was look when I was 10, I used to do it. You thought it was cute.
hmm Didn't want to correct that.
You
Didn't
called me
want to
boss.
didn't
You
want
know what I'm
to
saying?
evaluate where that shit was coming from, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Or
That's it,
or
man.
the women that don't want to take no kind of questioning from their children and don't want to have to explain themselves to their children, but are letting them men run over them completely.
Yeah,
You're willing to lay down with a man that blatantly disrespects you, but for your children, you can't answer a question.
yeah. I mean, same thing with the dudes that hang out and do all this stuff, and then when their son get old enough, you know what I'm saying, and he acting the same way, you ready to fight him?
Oh yeah, it's
When
your mama called me, told me
yeah,
how you
like you,
acting.
but
Yeah,
you
just
kind of
like you,
showed him.
nigga.
Yeah, you kind of showed him how to be, and now
Yeah.
you want to kick. Now you want to kick him out.
Now you want to kick him out.
Like,
Now you don't
right.
want to help him no
Yeah,
more because he look just
yeah,
like you. He is your
yeah,
spawn, your literal
yeah,
seed come back to
yeah.
pass. And
It's
instead of
crazy,
correcting
man.
that shit, but that's what I'm saying. Like if you a lot of those like they think they grown, da da da. I don't be trusting that shit when it comes from black people. And that's why. Because like we take any kind of disagreement as disrespect.
Hmm.
And that can't be how it is all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
you can't take every disagreement as disrespect. And a lot of times, and I know because I've experienced it with my mom. And I'm neurodivergent. Like I have to understand the why, right? You can't just tell me something because I'm gonna ask you why. I've always
Hmm.
done it. I can't help it, but it's just something in my brain that I have to understand why does that work like that, or why are you saying that, or what are the reasons behind it, right? And I about got that shit beat the hell out of me, right? And one of my things with my children, you know, and I had to get through that shit because it was aggravating trying to, man, these kids talk so damn much all day. It's so hard trying to talk to them all day, but they will talk to you all fucking day. But at the same time, answer the why. It's not disrespectful. They just want to learn.
Right.
Just answer the why. If you tell them not to do something, even if it frustrates you in that moment, go back and tell them why. Go back and tell them why. It ain't gonna hurt you. How they gonna tell their kids why?
Yep.
We had a conversation. You and I had a conversation last week. The Nolan Wells conversation. I told you, I said my mama always told us not to be the only black person. I never knew why. My mama ain't never tell me why.
Yep.
She ain't never tell me why. I didn't know.
And
And
as
it
you
was,
can see,
well, yeah, that
that
was
whole
that one was right. Yeah.
that whole situation is still
Man, look,
the,
we can't even talk about that tonight because my spirit
nah,
hurting.
nah, we ain't.
For real. Cause that thing had me up. I'll text you about it. But anyway, so yeah, but those things, like some of those things, like a lot, my mom gave me a lot of information. She gave me a lot of information, but she never explained a thing because she was grown. She had to explain shit. Just do what I say. Right.
Yeah,
And then when I
yeah.
get older, I didn't even understand why. How I'm gonna do something I don't fucking understand why. Right. So now I gotta do it so I can see why not to do it.
I had to go to other sources to figure out why,
Shit, I just
and
did it. I ain't gonna lie to
and
you.
and, and they why wanted why I needed to hear.
Oh Lord.
I
Oh
mean,
Lord, we got the wrong why.
yeah, but I'm saying like that's what happens a lot of times. Like you know what I'm saying. You send them out there into the world, like you don't know who gonna guide them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
that's true, because that's what I said. I just said it like I had to find out for myself. And my whole I ain't gonna say it ain't a fucked up thought process, but hell, you leave me to my own devices, I'm gonna figure it out. Okay. So my thought process was, I don't know why not to do it. So I'm gonna just do it and find out why not to do it.
Yeah,
And that's what I did. A lot of it, except for the whole don't be the only black person, because I kind of felt like that had a terrible ending to it. Thank God I didn't
I
do
was
that.
different.
But
I was like, Jesus love everybody. God ain't gonna let nothing happen to me. I'm
Jesus
saying.
love Everett.
I'm just saying.
Mm.
I mean,
Mm.
that's the only logic. Considering everything else associated with that type of situation, that's the only logic I could pull that I was using. I mean, nothing else would make sense.
Mm. 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 Mm.
I mean,
Jesus
I felt
love
like
everybody.
I mean, I was protect. I mean, that's how I guess I felt like I was protected. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the little prayer people say, "I'm protected by the blood of Jesus Christ." You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Mm.
mean, not to say the words, but if that's the environment I grew up in,
I mean, but
so I kind of
that's
moved that
real
way.
though. That's
Yeah, I
real
mean,
though.
I moved that way. But at the same time, somebody should have really set me down. Like, look, I know
Listen,
what you're
man.
thinking. I know how you feel. But I need you to really think for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like what you did,
Yeah. Yeah.
where you was at. You know what I'm saying? What could have happened to you, even
What
though it
could have
didn't.
happened?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Or like my kids say, lock in, twin.
yeah, yeah,
They be like, lock in, twin. Yeah, lock in. You gotta tell them, lock in, twin. Yeah. Because it's about the possibilities.
yeah. Because like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, you leave them out there. Because like every household ain't great. So let's say you put a kid out, but they grew up in a household where everybody like to drink. What you think they're gonna do when you leave them to their own devices? You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? They probably be out drinking. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm. Causing ruckus.
yeah, yep. They somebody
And
else probably now though.
yeah,
Don't call me. The
that's the
police like,
thing.
yep,
Don't
don't call
call
me.
me. Mm-mm.
Whole life gone down the drain already.
For nothing.
Nothing.
Didn't even have to go down like that. Didn't even have to go down like that. I don't know.
Right.
I think I just need a simple response, some kind of understanding, you know, um, as to why we're doing that. Like, because it's not
It
the
really,
first time I heard about it,
it,
you
it
know.
really ain't. You would have to trick somebody into answering that question because if you ask them straight up, they'll probably lie.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, they'll probably lie
And,
because they know
and,
because they want to think about it. It's fucked up. So you would have to trick them into telling you so they can
see,
tell you
that's
the truth.
another reason, Smith. That's another reason that I don't believe them when they say, "Oh, they just disrespectful. They grown." No, you looking for a reason to put them out. You looking for a reason to put them out. That's what that is. I don't, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with people. Like, I want my kids to have their own life. I want them to explore the world. I want them to explore whatever they want to explore, but they don't never have to fucking leave home ever. They don't have to. I mean, because it once they get their start, I feel like putting a timeline on that, as long as they're doing what they're supposed to be doing in this world and in their life, I feel like putting a timeline on them getting out is like stunning their growth. Every child is
Right.
different. Just like every person is different. Some some of them may need me a little more. They may need
Yep.
a little more time for me to love them. You know what I'm saying? And to love on them and to guide them and to give them like the comfort to be themselves. They might need more. My son might need more time than my daughter did, etc. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just think I just think putting a time frame on that is just a lot. It's just a lot. I think
Yeah.
that we shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah. Because you kind of force them to try to make a fast decision, and they're not even used to making real decisions.
Right. That's like you telling your 18-year-old, listen, you got 2 years to get out of my house. And they're sitting there writing down their plans and they're like, okay, well, that goes school to be a doctor because that's gonna take 8 years.
Yeah.
I can't be a lawyer because that's gonna take I'm gonna have to do this, this, and this.
Yeah.
I don't
Because
know how I'm
I,
gonna do that. You just cut off their
yeah.
shit, bro.
Yeah.
They
Because
gotta
I
go
ain't
to
even gonna be able to
community
work
college
college and try to figure it out.
and try to figure something out because even at
And,
community college, they might not be able to get anything done.
and depending on how hard they had to struggle, by the time they get their own place and a decent job, they may just give up. Like, man, that was already hard enough.
Right. So now they're gonna stay in that position and stay in it. Because let me tell you something, life beats asses.
Yeah.
Oops. Life beats asses, bro. And and we're talking about, children that ain't never had to live life before, and you're putting them out of the house at 18, and here now they getting fucking hit from every direction with everything. And you also want them to focus and go to school. You also want them to make something of themselves without needing you, but you want them to succeed. So either you can brag about who they are, or you want them to fail so that you can say, oh, they're not better than me. They ain't gonna be shit either.
Oh, or they
Like
just, or
it's
they
just
just like,
crazy.
or they just like they mama, or they just like they daddy.
Just like they daddy, like to prove a petty ass point, right? Like this shit is crazy to me. It's crazy to me. Um, yeah, I need somebody to explain this shit to me. Explain it because make it make it make it make sense to make it make sense. Make it make sense. Yeah, you're right. I might have to. It would definitely have to be a trick somebody got their spot type of deal. Cause ain't nobody gonna try to come and tell us this shit makes sense.
No.
No. Mm-mm. You gonna wait. Not even the teaching responsibility. You gonna wait till your child 18 to teaching responsibility? Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. That's
Right.
crazy.
And
That's
then,
not
eh,
even plausible.
right. And then it's gonna take a hellified test for me to still feel like you're ready. I'm gonna have to test you with something.
I don't even know. I don't even what kind of test can we do, Jesus?
Nah, I'm talking about something simple like yo, go get you a car that you got to pay off in 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Let me make sure that you can make all these. You know what I'm saying? You can make all these payments on time without having to call on me while you here. You know what I'm saying? That way, when
Right?
you at least you leave your
Yeah.
car paid for, that's a bill you ain't got to worry about. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Let's do something. Let's do something while you're here that can guarantee that it's not on your plate when you leave. That's a good
Definitely.
idea.
And
Hmm.
we know that you're responsible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be, that would be ideal, knowing that they're responsible, having some bills. I would say he they definitely would need to have some bills while they're at home,
Oh yeah.
even if it's like a cell phone bill, their car insurance, car payment. I
Yep.
don't really want my daughter to have a car payment, but we're thinking about that. She didn't have her license yet, so we're still thinking about that. But definitely some bills, you know, learning how to manage your money. Um,
Hmm.
a big one from people that come from poverty or low income families is that we're afraid to check our bank accounts. That was something, I mean, I was probably 24, 25 before I started checking my bank account every day because I was scared. I don't know what, I was just scared to check it. So I got my kids out of that. I don't care if it's negative $200, you need to check it because you need to know where you are. If you
Right.
got it, you don't, you don't, but you need to know where you at, right?
And,
So,
and how to let stuff go.
and how,
Oh,
yeah.
you want the new iPhone?
Mm,
You can't afford no iPhone. You better keep the one you got and wait
yeah.
and wait till you know what I'm saying another 2 years or something.
Hmm.
Then I'll be like, you see this phone right here? I had this phone since
Mm-mm.
2019.
Right. Does it still
It,
fucking work?
yeah, you said the same shit.
Does it still work? Does that iPhone have any features that are different? Because I'm gonna tell you what, with the case on, you can't tell what iPhone it is. Goddamn, you can't tell. You can't
Hmm.
tell what iPhone. I don't even know what kind of iPhone I got. But
Yeah.
it is imperative to teach them that certain things are not a necessity and that you don't need those in order to live. But it gives you that motivation that when you get to push to where you can get to a point that you can live on your comfort level and you can have those things that you want.
All right.
But it definitely doesn't give you that encouragement when you're put out of a home at 18.
And you make enough money to pay your phone bill and buy clothes to go out.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Definitely.
it. I told my daughter, I told her she can have a summer job. She can have a summer job, but that's it. Like we ain't doing too much in our notes. She's not doing anything during the year. That's an absolute no. You know what I'm
Gotta be
saying?
locked
Like
in.
that's just not gonna be, yeah. Man,
Because the way the
listen.
world is now you got to be on top of it because for one, it's so
Yes.
much competition, and then for two, motherfuckers really ain't hiring. So you got to utilize all the time you have to prepare
And
to
she has to
prepare.
be at the top of her class. Like she's a
Yeah,
perfectionist anyway. So like
that's a good quality to have.
we've sat down and she wants to pretty much shave a year and a half off of her time for her degree. And I'm down with that because that saved me money. A. So that's her focus, you know, getting done
Yep.
faster. I'm cool with that. So, Smith,
Hmm.
random thought. This Mercury retrograde got me about to pop off. I swear to God, I almost needed bill money today.
Well,
You know,
you get yourself out.
to get myself out.
Yeah, you talking bill for
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, for me.
Uh, if you got to think about bill money, it probably ain't worth it.
I thought about
Normally, if
that.
it's worth it, you're gonna do it and then think about the bill money later.
Yeah, I thought about that too. That if it was worth it, I would have already done it. And I didn't. But you know what? It really wasn't the situation itself. It was just the
Mm,
fact that people was it's just been like really like poking, like you know what I'm saying? Like people just poking, poking, and poking and poking. I'm just like, no, I'm not bothered, but at the same time, who fuck y'all? Like, I feel like one side of me is like, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it. Another side is like, crash out. Let them see why you take medication. Don't see why you take that medication, baby. Stop taking this shit for a couple of days and show you how to get down. Don't play. Don't play.
yeah, I mean, what is um Mercury retrograde?
I mean, it's just kind of like the alignment of the stars and the moon. It's astrology. And it just
Uh,
kind of causes like high emotions, tension. Um, people tend to be 10 times more aggravating. But on top of that, I am a Pisces and I'm very emotional. So it causes me to be 10 times more emotional. So there's that on that. So, I don't do well with those because my feeling get hurt and it's like, okay, now I'm angry, So yeah, it's okay. I'm okay now.
yeah.
Okay now.
That's good.
I'm okay now. I just don't really, I don't really understand why. Like, if people really don't fuck with you, then just leave people alone. You know what I mean? Like, don't. Why are you bothering people? Mind your business. Stay in the lane that is given to you or whatnot. Mind the business that pays you. Drink your water. You know the audacity of someone worrying about me when they're literally full of shit. Like, you got other things to worry about. Please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are crazy. I mean,
Me too, though.
people are people, but people are crazy. Everybody's crazy. I don't care who you are. Everybody got some form of trauma. That's how I see it.
That is, I think so
And
too,
and,
though. I
and,
think
that,
so
and that's
too.
yeah, and that's how I move. Like, I mean, even if you seem like you got it together, the reason why you may seem like you got it together so much is because somebody traumatized you to the point where that's how you got to move now to
That's
feel
how you
comfortable.
feel. Yeah, that's how you feel the
Yeah.
most put together. And
Hmm.
that's crazy because, like, I do give a lot of consideration to people when they say something to me out of the way or when they do something out of the way because people be going through shit. And I'll give consideration, but like, damn, man, like, ain't but so much now. When a woman fed up, now, no,
Yeah.
leave me
Yeah.
alone now.
Pe- People, hold on. I'll be right back. But people are weird.
People
People are
are
very weird.
definitely weird, definitely. But yeah, I think, um, guys, I'm really laid back, and I really don't play with too much of nothing. Like, I don't do drama. I don't do no craziness. I just be chilling. Like, in my mind, I'm like a pretty fairy, and I prefer frolicking in lavender and sunflower fields, and wearing my white flowing linen dress, and just being like a pretty fairy princess type of deal. Like, that's me. That's what I want. But sometimes people want me to show them why take medication. Like they want me to show them why Pisces could either be your peace or your storm. You know what I mean? All I'm saying is like tread lightly. Tread lightly.
Yeah.
Be careful. You know, just be careful, honey. Find something safe to do expeditiously. That's all.
Right.
Hey, y'all, I cut my hair, y'all. I ain't talking to you, Smith, talking to the audience. Cut my hair about 10 inches off. You know, I got about 23 left. So it's long enough, but I feel so light. Like my neck feels brand new. I ain't even gonna lie. I feel so good. Like it just feels light. It just feels like it was needed. And I'm really happy and pleased with myself. So my daughter
That's
cried.
what's up. Oh, for real.
My baby girl. She cried. I'm like, why are you crying? She's like, it's your hair. I'm like, it's not all of it. what what is wrong with you? Like, what is wrong with you? Oh Lordy. But the last time I did cut my hair, it was after my mother died and I was grieving. So, you know, I'm thinking maybe she connected the two, but yeah, she was upset about that.
Uh,
But I love it. I love it. I love the way it feels. Yeah, no more heaviness. Bro, my hair was like 32 pounds.
that.
I have a lot of hair, and it's heavy as like it's heavy. So so now I just, you know, I ain't starting all the way over, but it's a good start, I think.
Yeah, I
Mm,
mean,
mm,
it's
mm.
still long.
Yeah,
So it
still
must
kind
have
of
been
long.
super. It must have been super long when you cut it.
Down to my butt,
Oh,
like
yeah.
past my butt. Yeah.
Damn.
hmm Yeah, it's long, but you know, like I said, it's heavy. And then you run the risk with locks. Like once they get that heavy, you don't want it to be damaged and wear and get thin and break off and all of that. And I'd
Mm,
rather cut it off than one of them break off because then I'm gonna be crying and stuff. So, you know, it's just healthier and we'll see. We'll see how long it takes for me to get back to that length. All
yeah. It's getting about that
right. Well,
time.
yes it is. Let's go eat. I need to eat. I didn't even drink my drink tonight. You had me upset with that whole kicking the kids out and shit.
Yeah. Kind of upset me too.
Yeah, man. Cause just
I ain't gonna say I got
imagine.
kicked out. I ain't gonna say I got kicked out when I was a kid, but I walked out. I walked out a lot when I was a kid. Not with a
Oh
kid, but
boy,
like, you
young
know,
adult.
I went to the world a lot earlier than what I should have. A lot earlier than what I should have.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna say this. People are weird, right? Okay, so like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
I'm I'm in, I'm gonna say this real quick. Then I'm gonna get off. So I'm in the grocery store buying my groceries or whatever, and I go to this register. I'm put my thing on the counter or whatever, and this lady sort of just talking to me like, "Oh, I just moved here," and she's like telling me a whole story and how she's going back to school, whatever, for business, and she knows so many people that she'll be able to help. You know what I'm saying? And it was a blessing and all this stuff on how things are working out for her, whatever. So, I said, okay, that's cool. What's up? Nice to meet you. And I left. So, you know what I'm saying? We talked about networking, right? So I'm thinking like, okay, um, I don't normally talk to people. So she talked to me. So I'm like, okay, I'll give her a card the next time I'm in the store. So I give her the card. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to make it known, like, yo, I'm not trying to holler at you. I'm just trying to give you this card, let you know I work in AI. You know what I'm saying? any opportunities you come across where, you know what I'm saying, it may benefit both of us. Hey, you look out for me. I'll throw you some bread if you know somebody who looking for automation. Just trying to start this thing and it turned out terrible. She looked at me and said, I didn't even get what I did for her out. She looked at me and said, I'm trying to focus right now. I'm going back to school. I'm trying to graduate magna cum laude. Do you even know what that is? Yeah. She said, do you even know what that is?
No,
And
she
I was like,
didn't.
yeah. Yeah. I was like, yeah, I think so. I think that was on my degree, my degree when I graduated. And she was like, oh. I was like, yeah. I was handing you my card, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I was thinking like, okay, you said you know people, you just knew here. I really don't know nobody here. So maybe if you come across somebody, you know what I'm saying, need talk about AI or
Right.
something like that,
Yeah, you
you know,
can plug
we
me
connect,
in.
right? But then
Plug
she was
me
like,
in.
yeah, but like then she made it all awkward and started trying to backtrack and explain. I said, you know what, you have a good day. I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? Like she just burnt me up because like
People are weird.
yeah, because like who? I mean, I had on some jogging pants and a t-shirt, but
And
that don't mean that I, I didn't go to college. You know what I'm saying? Like or I
what
didn't
kind
know
of
what that
jogging
meant.
pants you had on? Oh.
Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
some regular. I sit home and be on the computer all day. I got to go to the grocery store, but I don't want to. Jogging pants.
What color?
They were black, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
boom, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to be a regular person trying to network,
You can't.
thinking that, you know what I'm saying? Because she initiated the whole
Mm.
conversation with me, I'm thinking like,
Mm.
you know what I'm saying? Like, okay,
Right.
let me give this a shot. And it turned out terrible.
Doesn't it make
You,
you like feel like this is why I don't fuck with
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
like this
It,
is why I don't fuck with people right here. I understand.
yeah,
Yes.
it wasn't even the part about her thinking that I was trying to holler at her. It was the part about what she said. Do you even know what that is?
Do you even know what that is? So oh, so now so you're gonna check me out and be condescending?
That was weird, man. I was like, yeah, I think it was it was on my degree when I graduated. You know what I'm saying? But then her whole mood changed. But like, yo, like you done already showed me who you was.
Yeah,
Like
no,
all that was
welcome.
it was unnecessary. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Mhm.
I did hit her with the yo. I mean, I was like, moving forward, yo, you shouldn't judge people based on how they dress because like you don't know what a person does during the day. I sit I sit
Yeah,
home on it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's your loss. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, for
I don't
real.
know. It was just crazy because you know she was talking about how the Lord blessed her. You know what I'm saying? Everything's going good for her. I'm like, okay, that's what's up. I like people like that. You know what I'm saying? She talking
Right.
positive and energy, and she
Mm-hmm.
trying to do some shit. I'm like, okay, boom. I don't really have a network here. Let me try to build a motherfucking network. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck
Then she
network.
talking like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I'm even thinking about yo. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe she might even I might even get her to be a part of the podcast or something like that. That's just how
Yeah,
open she
yeah.
was talking
Try to
and shit like that.
network. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it was just like, do you even know what that is? And I was like, man, nigga,
I'm gonna say that every time I think I'm about to like network or socialize, it turns out to where it's like, why did I even do this? You know?
right,
It just turns out that way. It doesn't have it's not always like your situation, but it does like make it just rubs me kind of the wrong way because people make such assumptions and they just fucking weird. And for whatever reason, you can't even deal with a man on a business level without him trying to holler like, nigga, I thought you said you was a part of this community and you could help me get into the community and that's all I was trying to do. I wasn't trying to do the nasty.
right.
I just
And
wanted
see,
I just wanted to help you and you help me. That's what networking is.
And see,
Mm-hmm.
that's why I let the whole part of her acting like I was trying to holler at her. That's why I let that go. 'Cause I was like, I'm thinking like dudes probably try to say,
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Try to. I'm like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's cool. But then she was like,
Yeah.
yeah, you even know what that is? I ain't trying to get distracted. And I'm like, nigga, nigga, I probably was like I ain't gonna say it like that. I probably one of the best things. The Lord probably sent me to you. You know what I'm saying?
And here you go, being
Yeah,
condescending.
here you go. But I ain't gonna let you change how I feel about how I'm supposed to move. I was just like, yo, I'm just not gonna talk to women anymore if they look a certain type of way. I'm only gonna introduce myself to unattractive women. And
Oh.
that'll solve the whole problem. Hopefully.
Oh,
Hopefully. Hopefully.
really? Is that what we
Because I
doing?
really like literally like I didn't even talk like I was buying my groceries. She was ringing me up and she just started talking to me.
Mm.
Tell me a whole life story. You know what I'm saying? Like that don't it
First of all,
don't
she
normally
run her
happen to me.
mouth too much.
Yeah, that could be
Mm.
true. But the whole do you know what that even means? I'm just like, dang, like what? I mean, like I'm pretty sure I didn't say nothing crazy. I
It
mean,
ain't. It
I was
wasn't you. That interaction wasn't you. It was her, and she really wanted you to kind of like eat that up and holler at her. That's what that was. Don't stress that shit.
hold on.
People
Yeah,
weird. It was not you. It was not you. Cause
yeah.
people, and you know what? I've had people, other men, tell me that I'm naive because I into like every situation. I kind of miss when it goes to trying to holler at me, right?
Hmm.
But that's not where my mind be at. Like if we're at a business meeting or we're at a business function or I'm in my space where running my business, selling my products, my mind don't be there. People are weird. Like my mind really don't be there. I just be trying to. I love what I do, and I'm passionate about the things that I do, and I just want to extend and teach people and help people and things
Right,
like that. And because you're also like a teacher, like you want to network, you want to pull people in, you're trying to build things. We have those kind of energies, and I don't know what the fuck is wrong with people where they just can't say, okay, this isn't that, but I could benefit from this situation. Let me see where this can go. Like, how can he help me? Let me talk to him and see. Listen, this is what I got going on. Can we sit down and see how we can help you and me? That's what networking is. It is
right.
really simple. It's really simple. But I literally had a dude tell me, like, the one that had he's part of a community locally that um does all of the kind of farmer markets kind of thing. And I was like, okay, I wanted to
Mhm.
get in on that. And but it came up about taking me on a date or whatever. And I was like, I'm not interested. I'm trying to really focus on what I got going on right now because it's really imperative that I grow this business. And he was like, well, I don't really want to be your friend and I can't help you. And I was
Damn.
like, okay, that's cool.
See,
You know what I
but see
mean?
that's the type of shit that fuck it up for people.
Yeah. Yeah. That's but that's kind of where you are sitting with her. Like she really just said that. I mean, because why would she assume that you was trying to holler?
I
You
don't
ain't
even
even
know.
said nothing yet. And
That's what I'm saying.
she was talking to you
To you,
first.
yeah. Tell me her whole life story. Like
Right.
I ain't gonna go into details, but yeah, she told me way too
Way
much
more than
information
she should have.
that you tell a person that you don't know to just buying their groceries.
And that you're not interested in.
Yeah, literally, I'm just buying groceries, and really,
Right.
I didn't even go to her counter. I was like, I was at somebody up registered, but it was somebody in front of me. And just like, oh, I'll check you out. I was like, okay,
Mm, mm,
I don't know.
mm.
It was crazy.
That's weird.
Right. It was almost like she was trying to, I guess, invite me to talk to her so that she could, well, she thought
Reject
she
you?
could. Yeah, yeah,
That's weird as fuck, but that's
yeah.
exactly what
It
it
did.
sounds like,
Yeah,
though.
yeah, yeah. That's what it felt like. That's why I said people they're weird. Like
Like she thought
I'm
she was gonna kind of make you beg her or something.
yeah, I'm sitting here thinking like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Yo, boom, she could connect with you and Cole. Now I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Because she in business. I'm like that's because we just been talking about connecting people. You meet somebody,
Yeah,
you think like,
yeah,
dang, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they could connect or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Be on the
yeah,
show, do business, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you know, that shit just throw me off. So like now I'm not gonna do that anymore.
yeah. Well, women that like you don't do well around me and code names. So
I don't even let me tell you, I won't even paying attention to her. Seriously. Like it was more or less like, Matt, you know what I'm saying? Don't talk about it, be about
yeah, go ahead and do it. I know how you get.
it.
You had
Yeah.
a singular focus.
Yeah, because I
Get
don't
the
really talk to
interaction
people.
over with. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I do decide to talk to people, whatever I need to say,
Go ahead
I'm
and say it.
yeah. And it was just crazy, man. Like, I don't know, man. It was like,
People are weird, yo. She wanted you to reject. She wanted you to accept her advances so you can reject her. Wow. To
so that
feed
she
her
can
ego?
so she can reject me. Yeah,
Oh
to make
my
her feel
God.
good. Because I'm trying to tell you, she was so quick with. I ain't trying to get distracted. I'm like, huh? Like that's what I'm saying. Like what I ain't give how what kind of vibe I even give out to you to make you feel like I'm a distraction in the first place. And I'm trying to help. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to create an opportunity. How okay?
I wouldn't,
Yeah, it's okay, whatever you got
not
to
a
say,
distraction.
but I feel like
Mm.
that's how some people are being now. Like they're trying to create situations that don't even exist.
And that it be all in their mind. It be all in
Yeah,
their head.
yeah,
It be
like
all in their head. Don't nobody got time for that shit.
right. I'm talking about like, and you just told me that people just it's
Mhm.
just crazy for what you told me
Yeah.
to the situation that you just got helped out of, and how God is so good to you being condescending. I just don't understand it. I really don't.
People a mess, man. That's why I
Yeah.
say, like, people, they'll meet you, especially men, like, they'll meet you under the guise of business. And then all of a sudden, if it's not what they want, right, then they can't help you. They don't know how to help you. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
okay. And I guess, like the last guy, I guess he thought that I was going to be like, oh, you don't, what? You're not going to help me? I mean, we can go out. Nah, nigga, get off my jack. I don't need your help.
And I think that's where the disconnect is at, man. Like I was, and this is just imaginary thing, right? But like I wish that they would just come up with this fucking thing where you could fucking see who a person was, like it'd be like right over top of their head. You know what I'm saying? Like they do a whole bunch of fucked up shit during the day. The rest of the day they sign say ain't shit over top of their head.
Yeah, yeah, ain't
You know what I'm
shit.
saying? That way you can still interact with
Stop.
decent people and not have to play guessing games or be protected when people come around because you already know, okay, this is a decent person I can deal with it. Cause like, man, maybe I
That's
should try to figure out
crazy.
how to do that shit. Pretty sure I can make some money with that.
Trying. It sounds like too much energy. I ain't doing it. It sounds like too much energy. I'm gonna just go ahead and keep being my authentic self. And whatever the universe got for me and that's on my path, I'm gonna get it. I don't need nobody to I'm not man, I done made it this long without having to compromise. And so have you. I don't got to compromise my beliefs in order to deal with somebody I don't want to deal with
Oh
just so I
no,
can get some help.
I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about just in general. Like the like the natural flow. I mean, it won't never 100% great, but the natural flow to deal with people and build and connect, like that shit is so
Yeah.
fucking tainted now. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah. It really is though. It
Yeah,
really is.
yeah,
It really is because they always got some kind of scam or gambit going on,
yeah.
and it's crazy because people try to they be trying to like trick you out your spot, like they really do. I just don't understand. Like we could have just really bonded and had a nice conversation. And we don't have to be together or be intimate to be cool or to be beneficial to each other. Like it
That's what I'm
doesn't have to
saying.
be
Like,
that way. Like you
yeah,
could
it's
literally be my friend.
all right, but that shit is. It seems like that shit is dead now. That's what I say. I'm
Yeah, it
just gonna talk.
is.
I'm just gonna approach. If it's a female, I'm just gonna only deal with females that know they're unattractive.
Smith.
So they know that I'm not trying to holler at them. That it's
Smith.
strictly business. Huh?
Smith. No, that's not. No.
Like I'm saying. I mean, that eliminates that whole thing though. You know what I'm saying? So then
Oh,
maybe they can be like,
you
okay,
think it would, but it's not gonna eliminate it. Then you just gonna have a bunch of ugly bitches thinking you want to holler. It's not gonna
nah,
eliminate it.
but then that ain't good either.
The thing is, you're just gonna have to wait for people to approach you, women anyway, or you when you network with men and you tell them you're looking for women, and they're gonna give you the women that they don't want because they're also gonna assume that you're trying to screw them,
Yeah.
right?
So it's so
So it's
regardless
just
of which
gonna
way I
be.
go, it's a scam. It's gonna be a scam one way or another. That's what I'm saying. To the point where I'm gonna be like, man,
Oh my God, what are we doing
yeah.
in life? What are we doing in life? Because I have no idea, because this is crazy. And I talk to people, but I think I just get exhausted with the nonsense, you know? And I just be needing to be into myself because sometimes people are just a lot. And I don't know, man. Something wrong with people, yo. Something really wrong with these people. I ain't perfect or nothing because I get on my own nerves sometimes, but shit, I don't be having no ill intentions for anybody. Like people really be out here walking around with ill intentions. Like they really do for people that they don't even have beef with. Like they really do. Like that girl was trying to hurt your fucking pride. Like she trying to hurt your ego for no fucking reason. She don't even know you. She don't even know you. Just to feed her own ego. You see what I'm saying? Like she had ill
I'm,
intentions against a person she don't even fucking know. She tried to bruise your ego. Magna cum laude, you know what that is? Like what? What? And for the record, don't be bringing nobody on here that's gonna be disrespectful to you, because me and Codename are
but
not about that life. We
I
fight.
mean, that it don't really bother me because I laugh. I mean, like I laugh when she said it. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew
I
I
know
could
you
have said
did.
a lot of hurtful stuff, but I just laughed. Like, okay, I was like, yo, you should just judge people based off of how they dress. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, and I
Mm-hmm.
still took time out to give us some real good advice because you never know what that person is trying to offer you. You know what I'm saying? Like you just moved here. You say you don't know nobody. Apparently you're in the motherfucking struggle, and you around my age, and you just going back to college. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
And you talking shit.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
We really doing this? Like, come
That's that.
on.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Like you the only one trying to work on a degree?
Work on
Same.
it. Not got it.
Right. You working on it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, that is it that serious that just signing the paper and applying and getting accepted is
I,
enough to act like that.
I would have had to hit her with some statistics like over 70% of adult students, first time college goers, don't get their degree. First time.
I understand though. I understand. It ain't my first time. It's actually happened with somebody else. It actually happened with somebody I was talking to. Like I didn't even tell them that I had been to school, and so it happens my mom was around, and they was just talking. It was like, yeah, he just got finished with school, and they were like, who helped him? And my mom, she nice and polite. She's like, nah, he did it on his own. It just showed me like what type of dude you have in your vicinity, though. You know what I'm saying? Like you just put yourself. I didn't even have to ask you no question. You put yourself right in the spot where you're gonna remain.
Who helped you?
Yeah, it was just like, who helped him? It's funny to me, man.
Like, how long y'all have y'all been talking?
Huh?
How long have y'all been talking?
It wasn't even that. It was just I don't move. I don't move. A lot of people don't even know who I am until they talk to me. Like they
Okay, but
assume.
still, yeah. Still,
So it
yeah.
was based off of the assumption of who she thought I was.
Okay, so that means she was talking to you and in her mind building this relationship with you and she didn't know who the fuck you were?
I guess she thought I was a dumb nigga. And the only possible way that I could have got a degree was somebody help me.
Mm, okay.
And like I said, she put herself right in the place where she shall remain.
Mm, that's crazy work. Mm,
It is. We still talking, but I'm gonna say this last thing. It just goes to show you what happens if you put yourself around fucked up people too long.
yeah, man.
Because then you start assuming that everybody is in that same class, and then you be fucking up some good shit because you don't even know how to separate that shit from something that may be different. You don't even take the time to get to know somebody. You just automatically assume that, oh, this is the type of
Mm,
person he got
mm.
to be because of X, Y, and Z.
But you
Like,
know what
okay,
the biggest shit for me is a degree does not describe intelligence.
nah,
You know what I'm saying? But I tell you what, if you can't, first of all, you got to be intelligent yourself. And if you can't tell, if someone's talking to you and they can't tell that you're intelligent, that's kind of like a play on their intelligence. Because
that's what I'm saying.
with or without a degree, your intelligence is not in question. It shouldn't be, should never be in question because you're a very intelligent man.
But
So
she's
I don't know that.
she's smart. So man, you you know, you may not but you don't know with me, but you know what I'm saying. Like
Mhm.
some of these niggas out here is dumb as shit.
Yeah, that's. I mean, but you know that in the beginning because he couldn't. He was texting you. You know the nigga dumb because he was texting you. He couldn't spell none of the
Eh,
words.
That's what I'm saying. But I guess when you put yourself around enough dumb niggas, I guess you assume that every nigga is dumb. They can't. If they graduate college, somebody had to help them, or they don't know what magna cum laude means.
Mm.
That's what I get from it. That's all I can get from
Hmm.
it.
Well,
I mean,
I
maybe if
think
I
it
had
is
on this,
very nice of you to give her a pass, but
yeah, I told you one thing I'm good at is when people do stuff like that, I just tell them like, hey man, you really shouldn't be doing this because you don't know what you're ruining by making these assumptions. It don't hurt me.
hmm,
You know what I'm saying? I'm leaving out the same way I came in. You know what I'm saying? You the one that
yeah,
probably wasted the opportunity. So in the
yeah, that's
future,
the thing. Yeah, it doesn't hurt me, my boy,
yeah, yeah,
but
you just
hmm,
missed out on a good situation because who knows what could have happened. You know what I'm saying? If we put our minds together and focus on this, you know what I'm saying? Focus on whatever we trying to do.
right.
But you can't get past that shit. So hey,
It's cool. Tell them it's
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I ain't got no time for it. It's cool.
I tell you, like that's my gift to the world. Like as long as a motherfucker don't put their hands on me and they don't put their hands on nobody I love, no shit like that, I try not to get mad. You know what I'm saying? But I will tell them their mistake and how that shit can fuck them up down the road. Cause I want them to know.
My gift to the world is that I'm a mirror. If your ass is coming in my vicinity on some fuck shit, I am going to show you exactly what it is you look like. That's just what it is. That's a Pisces. That's how we get down. And you might not like it. Otherwise, if you doing right and you doing your thing, I'm gonna do right and I'm gonna do my thing. I don't got no time for it. I ain't seeking out no problems, but I also understand that sometimes people need to see how they look. Sometimes they do, you know. But I'm so glad you're patient and kind
Yeah.
and all of those things. I'm so glad you are because
Because I don't
I am
I,
not.
I hate I hate to see motherfuckers running around here doing dumb shit and not knowing that they're
That they
doing it.
did some dumb shit.
So now when
Mm.
you do it, you know that you're doing it. You know what I'm saying?
I think
I
it's not really that. I think that they know that they doing it, but I think that you calmly calling them out is like, oh shit, he know I'm doing it too. You know
right.
what I'm saying? Like that kind of puts some shame on it. It kind of put some shame on it. Like, man, I gotta stop doing this. I didn't think people noticed. Oh, we notice your dumb shit, nigga. We know this. We know this.
And then they probably start thinking about like, damn,
Yeah,
this nigga
checking their
make any
behavior.
yeah, if it's any truth to what he said, ain't no telling. The reason why I'll be in the situation I'm in right now is probably because of the shit that I do.
Yeah, because this is what it is. They might think about it for a while.
Yeah, they might not. That's on them.
It ain't not after you do what you do, it ain't your responsibility. It ain't your problem. You gave the piece of advice you should have. That's it. Okay, we getting off now. We done said we was getting off
Yeah,
twice.
we got to now. It's been going on 3 hours. But
Yeah.
you enjoy your weekend,
You too. You too, honey. You enjoy your weekend. Don't be hollering at no ladies and stuff now, okay?
man. I mean, I'm about to get on this. I'm about to holler at Chat GPT and Claude.
Oh, okay, me too. I love them. Claude gonna be my husband. He told me already.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my husband. Okay, good night.
All right. Good night. All right, everybody. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. Thanks for joining us. Remember, like and subscribe.